fearlessly.
Just chase your dreams and don't let nobody hold you back.
And we help protect those dreams with the right coverage so you can
Dream fearlessly.
American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Who's cutting down the nets this year? Get in on all the tournament action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest upsets to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Let's go. It's time for Sedano and Kap.
A little sabor. And we're going to just nosh.
It is George Sedano. It is Scott Kaplan. Sedano and Kap is on for your Thursday afternoon.
I'm going to have to say respectfully, I'm going to disagree.
Okay, why is that?
I don't know.
Here we go, Thursday, the 3rd of April. Sedano and Cappy. Sedano called me right before the show started. I love when Sedano calls me.
Oh.
Cappy, you don't need to be worried. He didn't rip you. Maybe that'll be later. Anyway, we got you ready for Lakers basketball tonight. We'll walk you up to tip-off 5:30 p.m. Plus, we'll have fun and frivolity and everything you come to expect from Sedano and Cappy.
I mean, I love his slap shot. I think he's got a really nice wrister.
Slap shot?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
No, you nailed it. Slap shot, wrister.
And his wrister, right.
He's great at the one-timer.
He is, but sometimes he goes with a two-line pass and it just costs him. So, you know, just got to really be careful about that icing. You know what I mean? and his 5-minute major for high sticking.
Let's do it. The LA Afternoon Drive takeover.
Hey, Jerusalem Cherry.
He likes to lay the wood.
Yeah.
You say Kikuchi.
Wacky forced radio stunt of the year.
Christopher can go to hell.
Oh, nothing worse than the horse.
Nah, man, black don't crack.
Benjamin Pratt is like, how do you say his name? Asminger?
Asminger. Hey, these Hard Knocks guys, they're all over me right now. It's like I'm in back in Dayton. You are a bit killer.
Because you got to talk about sperm?
I mean, look at me. I'm a hot piece of ass. I mean, look at
Sedano
him.
and Cap your Thursday afternoon right now.
Oh.
Bing, ba-da-bop. Yeah. Bing, ba-da-bing.
Ba-da-boom.
Bing, doo-da-bop.
Oh.
Ba-be-da-bop.
Ba-da-boom. Is Trudell there yet?
Not yet.
Because I was waiting for him to do his high-pitched falsetto. No, he goes...
Ooh. Yeah.
Ooh. Cappy, you want to know what a small world this world is?
This world is a small world. It's a small world after all, and I'd love to know how small this small world is, George.
So, as you heard, and you know, I'm in Stockton, California to do this G League game with Corey Alexander.
You know, there's a bunch of snitches and a bunch of canaries up in Stockton. Did you know that?
Yeah, thank you, Conor McGregor. But so I'm doing this this game here, and the PR person and I were going back and forth because I needed to do the show from here, right, from the arena. So I got here. It all worked out, right? Like I had this connecting flight. I get here. I get to Sacramento. I drive down this. I get to the hotel in Sacramento. I shower, bleep, and change. I go down here. I talk to you on the way down here, and then I get connected, right? They got me set up in this little conference room. It's perfect. And you know, the name of this young lady, it was familiar to me, but it was a name that's, you know, fairly, you know, I wouldn't say like uncommon is what I would say.
Okay.
So I'm like, man, I wonder if it's this person that I knew before. But you know, this name is kind of common, so who knows?
Is her name Jones?
No.
Smith?
Jefferson.
Oh, Jefferson. That was my third guess.
Yeah. So I was and then I get here and I see the number and I say, wait a second. This is a 213 number. This has to be the same person I know from LA.
Right.
And so I call when I'm arriving at the arena. I'm like, hey, you know, Paige is her name. And I said, Paige, I'm here. You know, can you meet me at the loading dock to bring me to the tunnel? Yeah, exactly. And she said, yeah, no problem. So when I see her, I was like, oh, my God, it's you. So she is Van Jefferson's sister.
Oh, really? The former Ram?
Yes, the former Ram.
Yeah.
And so Paige used to work under Artis as a PR intern.
Oh, over
for many years.
Nice.
Or not many years, but for a couple years. And I met her once at a training camp. And I remember one time she was like, oh, yeah. She's like, I know you do NBA too. I said, yeah. She's like, yeah, I love the NBA. And I'm like, oh, awesome. And I'm like, who's your favorite player? And she's like, Dwayne Wade. And I'm like, oh, no way. I said, I know Dwayne Wade. And she's like, oh, no, I know. And I'm like, oh, they're playing the Bears. The Rams are playing the Bears in the preseason. I go, maybe if he goes to the game, I can link you up with him. Maybe you can take like a picture or something or whatever. She's like, would you really do that? I'm like, yeah, no problem. And I've told this story on the air back when it happened years ago. So long story short, I text Dwayne and I said, hey, man, I've got like literally your biggest fan here. And she's Van Jefferson's sister. She grew up loving you. And he's like, I'm like, would you meet her? Like, would you, be okay if like she came to your suite if you went to the Bears game, which I figure you would? He's like, yeah, man, no problem. So, and then she later then sent me the picture, like, oh my God, I took the picture. Thank you so much. Blah, 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 blah. So when I saw her here, it was like hilarious, like small world. I get to see her again. And then the producer who's producing the game, she explained to him how we knew each other. And it was just that story. But yeah, it is a very, very small world, Cappy. So she's now, she now runs PR for the Stockton Kings. And she's working her way up the PR ranks in professional sports.
Hey, good for her. Great story, by the way. That's an awesome story. Now, speaking of stories that you're going to start us off with today, you know how I always tell everybody that everybody's listening to this broadcast. Everybody who comes into L.A. who is not from L.A. gets into a rental car or an Uber or their own car, and the first thing people do is they say, what's the sports radio station of L.A.? And everybody already knows it's 710. Yeah. So yesterday, you and I were having this conversation about how you are now a voter for all of the NBA postseason awards, right?
Right.
And I started to set up a whole thing with you yesterday about who asked you to join the voting? Why did you go about saying yes so quickly? Why didn't you run things through me first? Why didn't you sleep on all of this?
You were like an
stuff?
accusatory spouse. It was crazy.
And remember, I was also I was saying, if I were Adam Silver, I'd be saying this to you. I'd be saying, hey, George, you're at all the games. I'm seeing you on TV. You're on the sidelines. You're calling games on radio. You're at G League games. I'm impressed with how much you're around the NBA. So therefore, I think you should be a voter. And so I put myself in Adam Silver's shoes.
Right.
Now,
and then you text me, and you were creating like this version, even though it wasn't Adam Silver who texted me, you were creating this version of this game we were playing, like this role play,
right?
Where you were like acting like Adam Silver texting me, which was a very long text, by the way.
Right, it was. Now, a lot of times what happens is when you talk about something, all of a sudden that something shows up.
It manifests itself.
Right. Mostly on your phone because your phone is listening to everything you're saying.
Right.
But sometimes this thing manifests in real life in 3 dimensions, correct?
Yes, that does happen. Yeah.
So now tell the story of how yesterday I was Adam Silver texting you, trying to get you to vote on the postseason awards, and then I'll leave it to you to say what happened next.
Okay, so yesterday at the game, I was doing the game with Mark Jones and Tim Legler in OKC between the Pistons and the Thunder. Yes, Jonesy and Legs.
Mm-hmm.
And Adam Silver was in the building, as I told you he would be in the building.
Take a listen to this, DeAndre. Listen to this.
So at halftime, I always, when we're getting ready for halftime, I always walk to the to our broadcast table. And then the 3 of us usually go off to, our green room or whatever for a few minutes to grab a snack or whatever, maybe some water, go to the bathroom, whatever. So I'm at the table, and who comes down to say hello to us is the commissioner, Adam Silver.
What did I tell you? What did I tell you?
And he did not say he was listening.
He doesn't have to say
via
it.
the crystal clear ESPN LA app. But he did come down to chit-chat with us for a little bit, and we spoke to the commissioner. And
what did the commissioner say to you?
He said we were doing a good job.
Okay, now you see that? You see? This is exactly what I said yesterday. Hey, George,
and
it's me.
He addressed everyone individually. He's like, hi, Tim. Hi, Mark. Hi, George.
He didn't call Tim Legs?
No, that's
lame.
Tim and Mark.
That's lame. Yeah. He didn't call you Sedano?
No.
Also lame?
No.
He didn't call Jonesy?
Nope. No.
Also lame. But you see, this is what I'm trying to say.
But very professional is what I would say, as a commissioner should be.
But you understand that yesterday, here I am. I'm the commissioner. I'm texting you.
Yeah.
I'm telling you all the reasons why we're encouraging you to take on that role of becoming a postseason voter, okay? And then all of a sudden, don't you know, from out of nowhere, here shows up the commissioner in Oklahoma City. And by the way, he could have just been in Oklahoma City. He didn't have to come down and say hello. But in all likelihood, in fact, I would say it's probably a 99.9% chance he was, in fact, doing what everybody else is doing, which is listening to 710. And by the way, shout out to Rob Pelinka right now, because Rob Pelinka, I know, is driving in to Crypto.com, and this is his time of the day where he listens. So,
I thought it was the 4 o'clock.
Nah, it's earlier. It's earlier on these games. Earlier.
Well,
on these home
earlier
games,
start
games.
today.
Right,
Yeah, 7 o'clock start. Yeah, so it's up half an hour.
Right. Yeah. See, everybody's listening. Like I told you, Jack.
You're such an idiot.
No, it's true. It is true. Let me just say this. You ready?
Yeah, I was going to say something, but go ahead.
Let me say something real quick.
Yeah.
Yesterday was Wednesday, April 2nd.
Yes.
You know what that makes today?
The 3rd?
That's right.
Yeah.
Thursday, April 3rd.
Correct.
It's amazing what an incredible sports fan day yesterday was. When you think about it, right?
Insane.
Like for me, early in the afternoon, 1 o'clock before we got on the air, I was watching Padres Guardians. Okay, and watching the Padres
By
yesterday.
the way, isn't it appropriate that the Dodgers are getting all these headlines for being 8-0, and then the gutty little Padres are like 7-0 and can't get any headlines?
And nobody knows about it. It's fascinating. It's amazing. It really is. It's incredible. And so I went from watching the Padres extend their unbeaten streak to 7. Then at 5:40 last night, as we were kind of getting off the air.
By the way,
are
like the Cappy Cast people are very angry, like they're upset that they can't get any headlines?
Oh, not at all, because they don't have exposure to what's going on outside. Right. You know what I mean? So, and then, of course, everybody just calls me LA Cap now. I know, look, Raider fans call me Raider Cap, but LA people call me LA Cap. Because
you mean San Diego people?
No, there's some San Diego people, they call me SD Cap now.
Oh.
You know what I mean? So I got 2 lives going, So the thing is that I got done watching the Padres yesterday. Yeah. They signed this 21-year-old kid, Jackson Merrill, to a 9-year, $135 million contract.
I saw that.
What does young brother do? He goes out there and hits his second home run of the year in front of a packed house. Then later in the day, 5:40 p.m., the Dodger game starts. And we'll get into it. But obviously you saw what happened. It was a disaster. It looked like the Dodgers, were going to lose their first game. But they just keep battling back, and they've got so much offense. And Max Muncy makes up for earlier defensive errors. And then we all saw what Ohtani did on his bobblehead night. And as if that wasn't enough excitement for the day, these 2 division rivals that are separated by 100 miles, both unbeaten, I actually turned on LAFC and Inter Miami last night. LAFC. And that was an unbelievable game, which, by the way, I know Clinton was complaining about it this morning. Bro, we're starting this game at like 8:30 at night. In Miami, it's 11:30. I don't know anybody was watching that. But it was an incredible day of sports for an average Thursday when the baseball season has just begun. Who knew that this CONCACAF quarterfinal thing was going to be going on? What a day yesterday was.
It was. It was insane. And now you got the Warriors coming to town against the Lakers tonight.
In fact, the Warriors were coming to town, but I'm sure you guys all saw Steph Curry was there last night. Yeah. Jimmy Butler was there last night.
At the soccer game.
At the soccer game. And then when they come into L.A., you see Draymond goes over to the ESPN TV facility right across the way and does an interview with Malika. So, these guys come into town and they take advantage of a little bit of time. Last night, LAFC game, that was the place to be. I was a little FOMO last night.
It was rocking in there.
Yeah. Oh, were you there?
I was not there, no.
Okay.
But I went to go see Messi when he was in attendance for the first time at BMO.
I had an ounce of FOMO, but I think I fell asleep when it was 1-0 LAFC, and it was about the 60th minute of the match, but I passed the hell out.
It was the 57th minute.
When they scored. I'm saying I think I fell asleep around the 60th minute. I was like, okay, they scored. I think I'm going to pass out now. And I woke up in the middle of the night. The TV was still on. I had no idea who won. I had to wait until the morning to actually check my phone to find out who won the game. Match.
Cap, you definitely had coffee today, didn't you?
Well, George, I told everybody I'm going to have a cup of coffee. I'm coming in super hot.
Super hot.
Yeah. I could tell.
Yeah.
I've just got my coffee. It's kind of cold, actually, because I got it when I'm in Sacramento, and I'm all the way in Stockton, so it's like an hour drive.
All right. Well, we're going to need you today. You got a G League game to call tonight, a G League playoff game, huh?
Yes, sir.
All right.
That's what you do around here. You got to listen when they come calling, and I can make it work with the radio show. I will figure it out.
All right. Well, I'm excited that you're here. Our boy Mike Trudell, my side piece, is coming in.
Mike was, I believe, at the Dodger game yesterday.
I saw a picture of him, and I believe, does he have a little daughter?
No, Riggs is a boy.
I didn't see it. I didn't look close enough, clearly.
Yeah.
But I saw him with a little baby, a little kid. How old's the kid?
I mean, he's got to be like 3 or 4 now.
Yeah, a little kid. I mean, he was holding him. That's what my point was.
Yeah.
And, it looked like Trudell was in the house last night.
Yeah.
Because as an influencer, he put out a picture on Instagram, and then told you the brand of shirt he was wearing.
Travis Matthews.
Right.
Yeah. All right, Cappy, I know you're coming in hot, but we're way over the break. I don't know if you realize.
Well, I mean, it was an exciting day yesterday. What can I tell you?
I get it. I know it was an exciting day. So it's fine. We got a long time to talk. We've got 2 more hours, actually, on this show.
Okay.
Cappy.
Let's do it. Let's have a great day. You ready to go? You ready to really kick this thing off?
Yeah, let's turn this mother out, as they say.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it. But before we do, it is a SeaWorld Ticket Thursday on 710. Me and Lindsay and Morales and Bergman, we're taking the whole mishbucha and we're moving it down to South. Listen all day for your chance to win it and experience all the wonder of SeaWorld San Diego, from up-close encounters with orcas and dolphins to the all-new Jewels of the Sea exhibit featuring awe-inspiring jellyfish. There is more to explore than ever before. Plus, let's set sail on a flavorful journey at the Seven Seas Food Festival. Keep on listening for your chance to win from 710 and SeaWorld. SeaWorld San Diego. Open your world to something amazing.
Hey, LA, let's talk trash. Food waste, that is. Tossing your food scraps in the regular trash sends them to landfills where they release harmful gases like methane. Fight global warming by simply sorting your food scraps and placing them in your green bin. It's quick, it's easy, it helps protect our planet. Ready to do your part? Visit cleanla.com or call 888-CLEAN-LA for more tips. This message funded by Cal Recycle.
Hey, it's Bethel Duran. If you've ever been in a car accident, you know how stressful it can be. My boy Leo and the crew at Active Collision are there for you. They're the experts at taking care of your business. I'm dealing with it right now. Hit and run. The back of my truck was smashed. I thought it was just a simple fix the tailgate. No. Leo said, boom, boom, boom. This is a problem, Bethel. Let me take care of it. 626-330-0100. 626-330-0100. You'll get a 50% discount on your deductible when you let them know that 710 sent you. Or check them out on Instagram at active.collision.
At Hyundai, we make a big deal about the little things, like the little fact that 9 Hyundai vehicles have earned IIHS top safety picks this year, and offering a little thing called America's Best Warranty, because delivering safety and quality, pretty big deal. Visit your nearest Hyundai dealer today. Hyundai, there's joy in every journey.
Test drive a new Hyundai today at your local Hyundai dealer, where every Hyundai comes standard with America's Best Warranty, plus 3 years or 36,000 miles of complimentary maintenance. Visit buyhyundai.com to find the dealer nearest you. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
Hey, it's Cap. Thinking about selling your home? Seller's Advantage makes it easy. No agents, no commissions, no open houses, and no costly repairs. With Seller's Advantage, we'll make you a fair, competitive cash offer with no surprises. Check out what one of the sellers had to say. Seller's Advantage was a lot easier, faster, and more rewarding than listing my house. I worried about getting a low offer, but theirs matched the value I was hoping for and much higher than their competitors. They gave me time to decide, and the process was friendly, fast, and anxiety-free. I highly recommend Seller's Advantage. Call Seller's Advantage today. 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-2747, or visit sellersadvantage.com for your free, no obligation cash offer. That's sellersadvantage.com.
DRE number 01961658.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
Hey, basketball fans, John Ireland here. Austin Reeves has been playing lights out, and now he's bringing that same energy to his brand new signature shoe, the AR2s from Rigorer. Designed for top performance and comfort, these kicks are for players who grind just like Austin. He was hands-on in crafting every detail, making sure the AR2s deliver on and off the court. So go to Rigorer.com, Rigorer. Don't wait. Own a pair of Austin Reeves' shoes. That's Rigorer.com.
Evan Cohen here. Picking a place to build a life is a lot like selecting a draft pick. Make a decision that will set you up for long-term success. Pick Wisconsin. In Wisconsin, you'll find dynamic career opportunities, beautiful seasons, affordable living, and legendary weekends. From its high quality of life and great schools to its fine arts, culinary, and pro sports scenes, Wisconsin gives you so much to look forward to. That's why you should pick Wisconsin. Learn more about making Wisconsin your home. Visit pickwisconsin.com.
Welcome to NFL Flag. In this game, there's a position for everyone. No matter who you are.
Let's go! Show 'em what you got!
Lace up your cleats, smear on your eye black, step out on the field, and start having fun. This is flag football, and this game is our game.
This game! This game! This game!
Visit NFL.com to find a league and get playing today.
1, 2, 3, let's play!
And it is Sedano and Kap, your Thursday afternoon Lakers basketball coming up at 5:30. The Toyota Lakers countdown to tip-off with Beto Duran coming up at 5:30 p.m. Today is American Circus Day, and on this day in 1971, the number one hit, The Temptations, Just My Imagination. Sedano and Kap continues your Thursday afternoon right now.
Oh, yeah? Really good? That's muy bien, hey? Yeah, you got it. Yeah, I'm on the air. I don't care. George, let me tell you what's going on here. Let me tell you what's going on. And everybody can watch on YouTube, but my side piece, Mike Trudell, has just walked in.
Well, I was your side piece, and I'm going back to George now, though. I decided.
George, I have totally offended Mike Trudell. He'll tell you why in a moment. My new side piece has just walked in, Beto Duran.
No. Easy there.
Been your side piece.
You feel like I'm more your side piece.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, Jorge, I just came in to leave my stuff at Cap. He's like, hang out. I'm like, no, I don't want to.
I like all the voices.
Now he's
I
all
like all the
excited.
chaos. Yeah. And then what kind of coffee you drinking over there, Slick?
Oh, well, in the back, I take care of my people, like
What do
Michael
you-
Funches.
Yeah.
So I brought my own little coffee machine.
Okay.
For ourselves over there.
Right.
And this Dunkin' Donuts pack that I
Ooh,
bought.
I like that.
I got a little hazelnut one right
Oh, nice.
Really delicious.
Nice.
Very nice.
That's what's going on here, George. I don't know if you're familiar
Coffee
with
at
this.
3:40 in the afternoon.
Well, no, I just had a cup myself, but now Bergman's got his own coffee machine in his office.
Yeah.
Okay, now Beto's got his own coffee machine back in the bullpen.
Yep. Nobody
Nobody seems to want to use the really expensive coffee machine we have here. I use it all the time. I think it's great.
Yeah, nothing against it.
Gets me
I
fired
use
up.
it whenever I'm there.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
But I just like having my options. The little pods.
Yeah. Oh,
That's good
little
stuff.
K-cups, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're having a good time back there.
Nice.
I like a good Nespresso machine.
Oh, yeah. Now, if we had that, hey,
George will buy it for us. Uncle George
I
will
used
get
to
it
have
for
like
us.
a bunch of like Nespresso machines. Like someone, I gave them away because they. So I had one, like two that they gave me at my wedding, and we didn't have a use for them at that time. And then we gave those away, and then the folks from the Gavinia Coffee folks, Don Francisco and La Llave.
that's good stuff, Captain.
They're Cubans.
Yeah.
So they hooked me up years ago with one, and then we already had one at that time, so we gave that one away too.
All right. Now, George.
But if I get another one, Cappy, I'll bring it in.
Yeah, please do. Now, George, I did not intentionally, but very much unintentionally, but I can't take back what happened.
Yeah.
I have really offended Michael Trudell.
Why have you offended him?
Well,
I know what he is.
Yeah,
offended
look,
by.
offense is a little hard, but I saw an opportunity to give Cappy a hard time on the way in the door as he misgendered one of my children.
Riggs. Yeah.
But George was there to correct me, which is so, Cappy, it's less that I'm mad at you. It's more that I'm like, you know what, man, I've been friends with George for a long time, and he knows my family.
Yeah.
So you just kind of push me back into his arms.
I understand.
Not because of anything, again, you did right. Happens. He's got long hair. It's fine. But the fact that George so quickly
Well, here, look at this
knew-
picture.
Yeah.
So last night, Mike
I
put
know
out a
who
picture.
the stud Riggs
Right.
is.
Mike put
You
out a
didn't say-
picture. He put out a picture at Dodger Stadium
Well, maybe
last
look,
night.
Cappy's he's getting a little older. His eyes
Yeah,
aren't.
no,
as
there's
good.
no doubt.
Yeah.
And the font's bigger on his
Right.
text.
Yeah,
And then look, Beto, look at this picture. Like I just glanced at the picture. Just
Yeah,
glanced.
understandable.
And he's holding this little kid, and I thought she had his cute little long blonde hair, and it just looked
it's
like
fine.
a dad holding his daughter at a baseball
Well-
game, and he's wearing like these pink shoes. Again,
Right, but if you would know
Well, yeah,
that
those-
Mike has
yeah.
always talked about it, he has 3 boys.
I understand,
Yeah.
boy dad.
Riggs, he talks about them kids
Yeah.
all the time. His
And it-
Instagram is always the kids.
Right,
here,
there's
the kids
2
there.
twins and Riggs.
Yeah,
Like, what are you missing
It
out
shows
on?
a little lack of attention to detail.
Yeah,
from
no,
Cappy.
I agree.
Yeah,
I
no
agree.
shot
I can buy that.
recognizing that.
I
Yeah.
can buy that.
Yeah.
No, I
less
can accept
less
that.
the picture than just the amount of times that
Yes.
we've talked about the 3 boys.
Like
Michael's
every
got
day?
3 boys. I've got 3 boys. Billy Mack's got 3 boys. Ireland's got 1 boy. So it's all dudes.
All right. To be
And
fair,
then,
let me ask you a question. You ready?
yeah,
What do I have?
you've got 3 daughters and a son.
You see, now I feel worse. Now I feel even worse.
I mean,
Right, because he's actually listened to you.
Right.
yeah, because I like you, and I thought we were growing closer.
We
and,
are.
we were.
We're.
Well, I have a confession to make, though, guys. So I posted that picture from the Dodger game last night, and the aforementioned 3 kids. Okay, Riggs is 4, had school this morning. The twins are 10, had school this morning, knew we were going to be up at 6:30.
Yeah.
And down 2 runs, 7th inning.
Oh,
and George,
you left.
I get to that decision point, and I'm looking at my wife, and she's looking at me, and I'm like, can we stay? And she's kind of like, I mean, if you want to. And then I'm like, you know, I should know sports well enough, but I'm like, oh, you know what? Dude, Ohtani's going to be up in the 9th.
What time was this?
No, this is like at the end of the 8th inning.
Okay,
so
smart
down
move,
2.
Trudell.
Okay,
smart move.
Sorry, the end of the down 2
right.
runs.
Okay,
so before Muncy gets the double.
Right, but they've already clawed their way back from 5-0 to 5-3. Okay,
it's 5-3.
Always late, Trudell.
And so this is the decision point. And people that are
you got little kids. You got to go.
Because if he would have waited until Ohtani hit that home run, honestly, he would have gotten home.
The parking lot.
He would have taken this kid directly to school.
Yeah,
exactly. So here's the thing, right? So we got home at like, and we live in the South Bay, but we got home at like 8:30 maybe. If we would have stayed, it would have been 11. But this would have been like my kids would have gotten to see Shohei Ohtani walk off, which would have been the game that they remembered. And so we're listening to the game. Actually, we're watching the game, or they're watching the game on my phone on the Spectrum Sportsnet app.
By the way, you're going to be super proud of me.
Yeah,
I got it all worked out. The whole thing.
Well, my guy fixed it for you.
No,
yes?
your guy didn't do anything for me.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't.
He fixed it.
I promise you, he had nothing to do with it.
Okay, well, we'll talk
I got
about that.
my girlfriend to actually change her password, and then I was able to get back into her Spectrum app.
Okay, well, my guy also fixed it for you,
Okay,
but that's neither here nor there.
Your guy's awesome.
Alas, so I'm at this decision point, and so the Twins are holding my phone in the back, and so it's like, oh, Shohei's up to bat. Who was I think Pajes got out right to start the inning, and I'm like, oh, here it comes. He's going to crank one. And sure enough, what was it? First pitch?
Yeah, first pitch.
Bomb. And I swear my heart just sank from out of my body.
You're right.
And the boys were cool about it, but so that's my confession. I feel horrible about it. I feel like I've robbed, not so much for me. I've been to a lot of great sporting events, but I feel terrible that I robbed my kids of that.
This is a life lesson for the kids because now they just realize you don't leave, right? You never know what's going to happen in baseball. This is like, Dad, we should have stayed. They should have fought harder to say, Dad, tomorrow we don't want to go to school. We're going to stay here.
I don't know.
That's a good idea.
George, can you make me feel better in any way?
No, you did the right thing.
No, you did the right thing.
I did? Oh,
He's right.
I just feel terrible.
Hour and a half to get out of that parking lot, maybe.
Easily.
We missed
if it was the summer, I'm a different story.
That's why you go to sporting events, for the chance of a moment like that you will think of for
But
the rest
it's
of your
usually
life.
it would be better if it was like a matinee game.
Yeah.
But I will tell you this, Mike. I'll
Sunday
tell you this.
game? Oh, you're staying.
Now that you've said what you've just said, I'm in a little bit of a quandary myself right now.
Okay.
Thank you. Because tonight, obviously we know Lakers Golden State, this is a playoff game tonight, right?
Yeah, basically.
I mean, it is. I mean, for all intent and purposes, tonight's game, you got to win this game. You're home. You know how hot they've been. You made a recovery after that Chicago disaster. You got to win this game tonight. And I am driving back to South tonight, not staying at my home away from home, the East Central. So there's a part of me that thinks, at halftime I'll bounce and I'll listen to the game with Johnny I and Michael on my way home.
Yeah, good option.
But on the other hand, I'm worried that tonight's game is going to be down to the wire, last second, nail biter, the whole thing. Yeah. And then I'm going to have to fight my way out of LA Live and fight my way to the freeway.
Nah, it doesn't compare. 55,000 at Dodger Stadium is a nightmare to get out of.
Yeah.
LA Live, you're in and out.
And by the way,
and
the way the parking lot is set up at Dodger Stadium makes it even worse.
All the freeway. LA Live, Cappy. Plus, you got the VIP parking here.
Well, Cappy, set us up a little bit more with more information. Like what is tomorrow? Do you have to wake up at a certain time?
F45.
What's on the agenda?
That's exactly right. I have my F45 at 8:00 in the morning. That's number one. Okay, and number two, I got to have my son drive my car to the car dealer because there's this bell that keeps going off, and I'm nearly like 100,000 miles into this car, and I'm like, if I don't get this thing looked at now, I think I'm going to get screwed around here. So I got a lot to do early in the morning.
Listen, let's talk more about your schedule and this game tonight on the other side. All right, we'll do that. Real quick, join Cappy, O'Shea Jackson Jr., producer Lindsay, for a special viewing of Monday Night Raw, April 7th at Hollywood Park Casino. One lucky listener will win a pair of tickets to WrestleMania in Las Vegas. RSVP your spot at ESPNLA.com. Got to be present, must be 21 or older to enter. And park, party, and play at Hollywood Park Casino, LA's premier card room, now open 24/7.
Tuesday night in Los Angeles, the Kings beat the league-leading Winnipeg Jets 4-1 to sweep the season series with Winnipeg.
Approaching the midway point of period one. Up the wall. It's intercepted by Kuzmenko. Hands it off to Kempe. Left circle for Kuzmenko. Over to Kopitar. Scores! Oh, as crisp and smooth as you like. Logan Stanley, the burly defenseman, stripped to the puck by Kuzmenko. King step in with numbers. Left wing, Kuzmenko shoots, scores! The Kuzmenko Show, it just won't stop.
Now, with 2 huge points on the line, the Kings visit Salt Lake City for the first time to meet the Utah Hockey Club. Don't miss the action. Listen to it unfold live at 6 p.m. Pacific on the new ESPN LA app.
Standout LPGA superstar Nelly Korda and back-to-back champion Hannah Green. Tickets start at just $25. First responders, military, kids under 18, and those affected by the Eaton and Palisades fires get in free. Get your tickets today at jmeaglelachampionship.com.
Who's cutting down the nets this year? Get in on all the tournament action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest upsets to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code JQ to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Empower.
Nick bought a new guitar, a 62 American Classic Electric. Does he know how to play? No. But Nick's Empower investment account has performed well. He got good at money, so he can be a little bad. Empower. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
Past performance is not indicative of future returns. Investing involves risks. You may lose money. Advisory services are provided for a fee by Empower Advisory Group, LLC, EAG, a registered investment advisor with the Securities and Exchange Commission. This is a really, really, really good guitar solo.
And it is Sedano and Kap here Thursday afternoon. We say happy birthday to Eddie Murphy. He turned 64 today. You know what that means. We got to play. Sedano and Kap continues it Thursday afternoon right now.
Party all the time, party all the time. You have to, when singing this song, you have to hold your hand to your headphone while the other headphone is off ear, because that's what Eddie did in the video.
Okay.
Right.
Got it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, look at DeAndre. DeAndre looking good.
Love Machine in there? Working it?
Oh, yeah, there he is, the Love Machine.
Okay.
There he is. Michael, just one quick note. Georgie, while Mike was talking about leaving the Dodger game last night before Ohtani's game-winning walk-off home run,
I'm sick about it still.
I just got a message from one of our listeners who says, I was in 6th grade. This is September 18th, 2006. He says, I was in 6th grade. My dad took me and a friend to the Dodgers Padres while they were fighting out the NL West. Dodgers were down by 4 in the 9th, and I begged my dad to stay. He agreed, even though there would be traffic. We moved up some to some incredible seats as the stadium emptied. 4 back-to-back homers sent the game to extras, and Nomad hit the walk-off home run. So Dodger fans who remember that date, September 18th, 2006, that's what this gentleman said. He convinced his dad, please let us stay, and they saw magic that day.
Yeah, and had my sons begged, I would have granted the wish. They, at this point, we've been very fortunate to go to several Dodger games, and I think they were kind of like, all right, I get it. Yes, we have school in the morning. We have two practices on Thursdays, etc. So they didn't beg and immediately regretted it, and were very upset.
Do they keep score at the games?
Not officially, no.
But do they know how? Like, have you taught? Like, I remember when I was little, my dad taught me at a very young age how to keep score, and I used to do that because I thought it was cool that I knew how.
Yeah, keeping score is cool. I'll say that. So for their games, there's an app which I know Beto knows about this called Game Changer.
Sure.
And it's basically a cheat code. It keeps track of everything for you, and all the parents have it. You can see who gets what.
Right.
I will often be the person that scores it while I'm there. So like they have stats so readily available. It's sort of like how they have an iPad when we had to get up off the couch to press the volume up on the TV, or at very worst case, get up to put a VHS cassette tape in. So the short answer is no. They are too spoiled
they don't have
with
to do that
technology
anymore.
to have that.
I know, but it's
like
still fun.
It's like telling us,
use or go get the encyclopedia. Why? The Google's right here on my phone.
Right.
Like they don't have, the kids. I tried teaching my son this, and first thing they said was like, "Well, isn't it on your phone? Don't we already know?"
How about this? Old school. Remember how you used to have to actually score bowling, and you had to know how to score bowling, and you would have to use like a pencil. Whereas now,
I never did.
You guys don't remember that?
I never.
No, actually, no.
I don't know
Yeah.
how a young guy like me remembers something like this.
The ball was made out of wood.
But now, hey, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to score anything in a bowling alley. It does it all for you.
Sedano,
putt-putt, I'll use the pencil. But there's an app for that. Now that you guys mentioned it, the last time I was complaining about I didn't have any pockets to hold the pencil. So there's an app for that now.
Yeah, I mean I know how to score. Yeah,
No, but I mean, you know how to score bowling?
Yeah, I mean I haven't done it in a long time, but I feel like I know how to score.
I think
bowling.
there's two boxes.
I know how to score baseball for
So,
sure.
Kepi, what's the math when you get a strike and then you get a spare and then you get a 6 after?
I would
It is
say that's
confusing.
probably at that point you'd have 36 points.
Okay.
I think you'd have 36 points at that point.
Cappy's guessing. Just so you
No,
know.
I think I'm
It's
pretty
not more
close.
than
Then. No, because I think a strike would be 20, a spare would be 10, and then if you got the 6 after.
No, if you bowl a strike, okay,
Yeah.
you get the 10. You're
Yeah.
right.
Right.
And then
But then what you throw next impacts what that score is.
Okay, so you got the strike and then the spare and then the 6. Does anybody know how to score bowling?
You're the
yeah, but if you get a spare, no, wait. If you get a spare on this, if you get the strike first,
Yeah.
The spare will, I believe, and someone can check this. I believe the spare will count as 10 as well.
Yeah. That's
Plus
what
the next roll.
And then that's what I'm saying. And then if you get the 6, then you're you're.
All right, so what do
So
you
then
think
it
the
would
number is?
be.
I don't
so
know.
Right.
I need the computer.
Okay, right. So there's got to be somebody out there that knows bowling. Here's the question. Strike, spare, 6.
Yeah.
What is your score through 3
I feel like
frames?
that's 26.
I feel like it's 36, but I don't know.
Here, I'll tell you. If you don't knock down all pins in 2 rolls, the frame score is the total number of pins knocked down.
Right, so 6 in the 3rd frame.
Right. If you knock down all pins with 2 rolls in a frame, it's a spare, and you score 10 points plus the number of pins knocked down on the next roll. Right.
Okay.
And then if you have a strike, if you knock down all pins with the first roll, it's a strike, and you score 10 points plus the number of pins knocked down on the next 2 rolls.
Okay, so I
think you're right.
I'm not good at math, but I think it's 36.
I'm pretty sure you're right.
I think it's now. Wait, DeAndre, do you know how to bowl? Do you know how to score bowling?
I don't know how to score bowling.
Okay, well, because you're too young, man.
Oh, it's 20. It would be 26.
Not 36.
No, that's what I said. 26.
Yeah,
I know you
George
did.
is right.
All right, I got it wrong.
Except for the 10th frame.
No.
The
If it was
spare
10th
would
frame,
the spare. If you get a spare after a strike, it's not 19. It's 20.
So
Correct.
your ChatGPT has informed me that your score would be 48.
No.
I trust
The strike
ChatGPT.
in the first, you get 10 points plus the next 2 rolls.
Okay, so then you would have.
No,
So,
because the
which are
most
a
you can get in
spare
one
10.
frame, Trudell, is 30.
I know, but so 10 points plus the next 2 rolls, which is a spare and 6. So 10 plus 10 plus 6 is 26 for the first turn. Then the spare, your second turn, 10 points plus the next
okay,
roll.
no.
Which
Right,
is
I
6.
get that.
So
Yeah,
10
yeah.
plus 6 is 16 for the second turn.
We're talking about in one
Then
frame.
6
No, but we're
points
just talking
for
about one
this roll.
frame.
No, but I said through 3 rolls. I said you get I can't believe we're talking about this still.
You know what we need?
A strike, a spare, and a 6. Your score would be 48
We need Mookie Betts to
after
tell us
3
what's
turns.
going on.
Here's what we really need.
That's what I'm saying.
Don't be a Munson.
We need to do a live broadcast from a bowling alley.
That's a good idea.
We need to do a live.
That actually would be funny.
How much fun would that be?
That would be
right?
fun.
Live broadcast from a bowling alley. You'd hear all the strikes in the background. You'd hear the pins blowing up. You know, they always got good like burgers and fries and stuff in bowling alleys,
Yeah.
right? They
Video
usually
games.
have like video games, right?
Yeah.
They got the USS versus USSR, the USA versus USSR. The
USSR.
hockey game. Right, the old school.
The
like, with
USSR
bubble.
doesn't
Yeah,
exist.
yeah,
No,
the
I know,
bubble.
with the
Yeah.
bubble hockey
Oh,
game.
the hockey.
The
Yeah, the
bubble
bubble.
hockey game. Yeah, you
That
know
game
what I
was
mean?
dope. Yeah.
Right,
I can change.
right. That's it.
Do you
And then
believe in
bowling shirts?
miracles?
Yeah. Oh, we gotta
The
have.
bowling shirts.
Oh, we gotta have
Yeah, yeah.
710 bowling shirts, dude. We would look dope.
And then
Big
we would
cap.
have like Pete Weber, the famous bowler, who
Oh,
was like
yeah.
super into it, have him show up.
And we get Big Earn.
Bigger.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's above the law.
I mean, I'd rather play
What's the other guy?
pickleball,
That
but
one meme. The guy.
it's fine.
But you know who you are? I am. That one.
I don't know. I feel like a bowling tournament might be more fun than pickleball.
There you go.
Not
That
for
guy.
me.
Good job, DeAndre. Oh yeah, Morales, get on it. Let's
Wait, you
go.
don't think what?
I feel like I think it might be a little more fun. Like more people would be able to play.
Yeah, the
Oh, yeah.
ESPN LA bowling class.
Oh my God, I
Everybody
love
can
it.
play pickleball.
But not everybody wants to play pickleball.
But I think
And
bowling
everybody-
can
yeah,
Bowling,
everyone
you don't
can
need
bowl.
as much athleticism.
Right,
That's for
everyone
sure.
can
You don't
bowl.
need to practice. You know what I mean? Like for pickleball, everybody felt like they needed to practice. For bowling, everybody just shows up, grabs
Mason
a
still
ball.
gets hurt.
Oh, there's no doubt. There's like breaks his wrist.
Wait, isn't there like a bowling alley right here at
mace
LA
point.
Live?
Yeah,
Yeah, there's a
Yeah,
lucky strike right there.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's
Let's
go.
go.
Let's effing go.
Whoa.
Cappy will learn to score by the time the.
I don't need to anymore.
Cappy, get the app. Just
I
get the
don't need
bowling
to
scoring
anymore.
app.
I don't need to. You know, it's so funny you say this about apps. We'll come back to the Dodgers. Obviously, we want to get into the Lakers. But, you know, like my son, we go to play golf, and I play golf old school. You know, there's a scorecard and there's a pencil, and I look at things and I go, hey, there's a marker right here. It's 150 yards. He's got an app on his phone that has the entire golf course and knows everything that's going on the golf course. I'm like,
the rangefinder.
I don't know what it is, but it's pretty amazing.
They have those built into some of the carts now.
Yeah.
You know that, Cap?
Well, that I know. The carts have them.
But you have apps that are like very, very accurate.
Yeah. I don't
Well,
know.
Cappy, we can get into that a little later. We also have to, while Trudell and Beto are here, we should talk about this game tonight.
Yeah,
I don't
huge
know if you
game
realize
tonight.
that.
Huge
Yeah.
game.
Warriors tonight, big deal. It is a big game.
It is. It's a monster game. That's why I'm up here.
But excellent. Well, in the meantime, I will tell you about our friend Jacob and Ronnie. Look, you get into an accident, it's very simple. You call Jacob at 844-24-JACOB. Tell him Sedano, Mason, and the crew at 710 sent you. If you're injured in an accident, one of the first calls you'll receive is from the other person's insurance company. They want to give you money, but you don't want to fall for this trick, okay? It's very simple. They're offering you the money to replace or repair your vehicle, but is that going to cover your medical bills? What about lost wages if you miss work? Safe to say the answer is no. You shouldn't have to pay any money out of pocket to fix your car or go see the doctor, or if you're missing work, in turn, making your paycheck less than normal. Don't do this yourself. You know who to call, man. Call Jacob at 844-24-JACOB. Tell him Sedano, Mason, and the crew at 710 sent you. Jacob will deal with the insurance company, help with the rental car, schedule the doctor's appointments. Nothing coming out of pocket. That's right. You don't pay a dime out of pocket while Jacob helps take care of you and get you the settlement that you deserve. So remember, guys, a lot of attorneys say they'll fight for you. You call Jacob, he'll win for you. Call him at 844-24-JACOB. Tell him Sedano, Mason, and the crew at 710 sent you. That's 844-24-JACOB, or visit him online at calljacob.com.
You never have to miss a moment of LA's mega sports station. Get the all-new ESPN LA app.
Just search ESPN LA in your App Store or Google Play.
Download, tap, and bam!
You got 710 ESPN in the palm of your hand.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Los Angeles International Airport's People Mover trains are rolling early next year as part of LAX's ongoing investments in improving your travel journey. The new trains will quickly move guests between all terminals, the new consolidated rental car center, metro trains, buses, economy parking, and kiss and fly lot, all in 10 minutes or less, and they depart every 2 minutes when they open in early 2026. Learn more at lawa.org/ESPN.
Have you heard the refinancing rule of thumb that says you have to drop your rate at least 0.5% to refi because it'll take several years of savings to recoup the closing costs for a refi? The Loan Exchange says the rule is nonsense. With a Loan Exchange free closer, you can lower your rate without paying any cost whatsoever. That's right, lower your rate with no cost and your balance doesn't go up. You start saving on the first day you have the loan and every day thereafter. If you decide to move next year or rates drop further, you can exchange that loan for another without losing a dollar that was tied up in closing costs. Today's 30-year fixed-free closer rate in APR is 5.99%. So if your current mortgage rate is higher than 5.99%, give the Loan Exchange a call at 855-752-9944 or log on to theloanexchange.com. It won't cost you a thing. NMLS 1637539. Loan subject to credit approval. See website for licensing information, loan terms and conditions. Equal housing lender. Call 855-752-9944 or visit theloanexchange.com.
Hey guys, you feel it? Days are getting longer, sun is getting warmer. Looks like our SoCal summer is right around the corner. Here in California, we are all about choosing chill. From hitting the beach to the best hiking trails to going all out to support our teams. One thing really all ties it together, and that's enjoying it all with good friends and a cold Coors Light. Pick up Coors Light near you or get it delivered to your door today. Visit CAChooseChill.com to learn more. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
710 ESPN, your home for the 17-time world champion Lakers.
KSPN Los Angeles, a good karma brands radio station.
710 ESPN.
Sedano and Kap for your afternoon right now on 710 ESPN.
It's time for what you need to know.
Let's do it. What you need to know right now.
What you need to know is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times. Just the 90 minutes from wherever you are. Morongo, take it away, Lindsay.
Thanks, Sedano. All right, so what you need to know is that Dave McMenamin is on the line, and it just so happens that Dave McMenamin's dad is a former state champion bowler.
Okay, so he'll be able to explain this for us. There we go. So
I don't know about that, but I mean, he at least has bowling in his blood, right?
Right, but at the very least, he may be able to help us resolve this question we have about bowling.
Well, let's quiz him, George.
Okay, so Trudell had the question, right? What was your question, Trudell, about
Cappy was bragging about how we could keep score, by hand.
Old school, Dave.
Old school. But then, so I asked him, okay, so what would your score be if you started out? You had a strike, a spare, and a 6. What would your score be after 3 rounds?
What's the score, Dave?
And Cappy got it wrong, at least according to ChatGPT.
Right. What's the score, Dave? You get a strike, a spare, and a 6.
So it depends on how you get the spare. Is it a 9-1? Right? It doesn't matter how the
No, it does matter. You're right because it's the next roll after the strike.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's do it like this. You ready? You got a strike, and then you get 5 pins down, but then you get a spare. Okay.
We don't have to do the whole math part again. We just did that last segment.
I know, but this is important.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
So we're gonna go. Let's see. 37.
I mean,
that's right. I don't know.
ChatGPT told me 48, Dave, but
I think ChatGPT's wrong here. I got to be honest.
That's not possible.
It could be wrong. I could have entered it wrong, and we might need to call your dad from the arena later. He's still high on life with his Eagles victory.
I'm
sure he is.
Yeah. Well, Dave, if we do a 7-10 bowling event, would you partake?
I'd love to. Yeah, it'd be great.
And are you good?
Say that I'll get in the 150 range. So I think I'm decent.
That's pretty. That's better than me. That's for sure.
Decent. I'll break 100 every time, so we're not worried about that. But it's actually something I really enjoy doing. I haven't done it in a long time. When I was younger, not with my wife, when I was a bachelor, I used to go on dates bowling, and I found myself getting overly competitive every single time I did it. So I had to stop doing it.
And did you take your current wife bowling as a?
No, we've never gone bowling.
That's why you got married. You understand?
Right.
You understand what happened?
Yep.
You were taking these chicks to a bowling alley, and they're like, I can't hang out with this guy. He likes to go bowling.
Yeah, that's right. When are we going to do it? What's going to be the time of the year?
We just storyboarded it, so we got to figure it out.
I will take the lead on this tonight because I will be in the 7-10 suite at the Lakers-Warriors game. I will have all of the marketing consultants, all of the management there, and I will pitch this tonight, and it'll be on the calendar as of tomorrow morning.
I love it. Keep me posted.
All right, we'll do.
Yeah. All right. So, Dave, let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
Is this game, like regular season games don't generally matter, but I feel like this is the first time we're seeing these two teams in this iteration. How much does this one matter tonight?
It's huge, quite huge. I think both teams want to continue to validate the momentum they built over. Certainly the Lakers, haven't quite had the same consistent upward trajectory that the Warriors have had, but they certainly seemingly fixed some things over the last couple games. They want to keep that going into these final 7 games. And listen, there's a really tight race in the Western Conference right now, and every single win that you get is going to give yourself a better chance of assuring yourself you're not in the play-in tournament. And both these teams still could host a first-round playoff series. So it's really big. I mean, the Lakers obviously already have the season series. They've won the first 3 games. Okay, that's all well and good, but this could also be some sort of statement as to were they to meet in the playoffs. Like, don't look at my team the same way you used to. That could go both ways. It could be where the Lakers even further feel good about their chances against a team that they will have beaten 4 times, even if they got Jimmy Butler, if they take care of business tonight. Or the Lakers now will have a Warriors team that say, oh, we can throw out those other results because we were not this same team. And if we face the Lakers in the playoffs, we kind of believe what our guy Draymond Green has been saying is that this team is championship ready, and the Lakers will just be another step on our journey, and we'll make up for what happened in the 2023 playoffs when the Lakers beat the Warriors in the second round.
Dave, when we were talking on Tuesday after the Houston game the night before, how Houston essentially shut down, for all intent and purposes, LeBron, Luka, Austin, but it was Gabe Vincent and Dorian Finney-Smith who both led the way with 20 points each. Do you think that the Warriors tonight kind of try and do the same thing? Like, let's force their role players to win this game.
Yeah, I mean, it was such a copycat league, though. I think maybe they'd be reticent to do that because it didn't work, right? Like, it didn't work for Memphis when Gabe Vincent got going. It didn't work for the Knicks when Gabe Vincent got going. Obviously, it didn't work for Houston the other night when both those guys got going. Listen, I think all things being equal, you'd much rather have Gabe Vincent and Dorian Finney-Smith taking 23s than Austin Reeves and Luka Doncic taking 23s, sure. But, I think the good game plan discipline that the Lakers have shown is that they're not going to force whatever it is. And they are really empowering those role players to feel like that's your job. Luka Doncic told us after the Houston game the other night, I was telling Dorian throughout the game, if you don't shoot him, I'm going to shoot him. So you might as well go out and take him. And Dorian, it's not like he has a prototypical beautiful jump shot, but it's compact, elbows in, especially efficient from the corners. That's a good shot. If the Lakers keep generating that, and that's what the Warriors choose to give them, the Lakers should feel pretty good about their chances tonight.
Yeah, and plus, I think the good news for the Lakers is that you can try all you want to take away option 1, option 2, but their third option, in this case, Austin Reeves, is better than anybody else's third option as an offensive creator. So you can't take them all out. You can't. Houston did try to an extent, but the types of shots, George, they were giving up to Finney-Smith and Vincent are so much better than
They're
a
wide
shot
open.
that you would. Yeah, like if you're that wide open, that's when you literally want them to shoot 20 times.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you, Mike. And listen, Austin Reeves, you're right. He's not just a scorer. He's a playmaker. But when he gets going, I think the team is, I want to say 24-7 this year when he scores 20+. I mean, obviously, the way he plays brings a certain inertia, a certain energy to the court when he gets going. And also, I think that speaks to that talent around him. Like, he is such an important piece to this team, but his scoring is almost like a bonus because you're going to get in other places as well.
Dave, this has been a question that's been asked, I guess, all day here around the station, maybe for a couple of days, really, which is who should the Lakers want to see in round 1?
Yeah, I was having this conversation this morning, actually. I think there's, so let's say like the 4 most likely candidates would be, say, Golden State, Memphis, LA, Clippers, and Minnesota. I'd say the 2 teams you absolutely don't want to face.
Well, wait, do this exercise. Rank them.
Okay.
Those 4. Yeah.
Okay, so least likely, if I'm picking, I would least like to play the Minnesota Timberwolves. After that, I would not want to play the Golden State Warriors. And then it's kind of a toss-up to me for Clippers and Grizzlies. Probably the Grizzlies are a better matchup for the Lakers, but the idea of the Lakers not, especially LeBron James, not having to get on a plane and travel for an entire series, and then also just the basketball fan in me, I would love to see a Clippers-Lakers playoff series. We've kind of been anticipating that ever since 2018 when LeBron got here and Kawhi came here shortly thereafter and went to the other team. We haven't gotten it yet. So I would love that to see what it's like for the city. And if we're talking about the Lakers' chances, Laker fans will buy up every secondary ticket market that they could get for Intuit Dome too. So it'd be kind of like home games the entire series for the Lakers. So I would probably say most preferred, despite I think Clippers aren't as good of a matchup for the Grizzlies, but all the other intangibles, I think most preferred would be Clippers in the first round.
So let's do this exercise with everybody. Mike, how would you rank them? How would you rank those 4?
No, I think Dave's right. I think in inverse order, Wolves, Warriors, Clippers, Grizzlies. But there isn't that much of a difference. Like all of those teams are going to be kind of a pain in the butt to beat. But I would favor the Lakers in those matchups.
See, I would go the order I would go in regards to who I would least want to see and who I would want to see. Well, actually, I'll do it the other way. I would definitely want to see Memphis.
Yep.
Like, to me, Memphis is the one. I think we all agree there, right?
Toughest travel is the only thing to put into that, but in terms of teams,
they're going to smoke Memphis, in my opinion. Like, Memphis is a disaster right now. I don't even understand the Taylor Jenkins thing. Like, it's ridiculous to me. Like, he's been set up all season when they fired his assistants. Whatever. I don't want to get too far into that. So Memphis would be my one. I would like to see the Clippers for the reasons you outlined, Dave. So I'm going the opposite direction as you, but we're kind of somewhat in agreement there. See, I'm okay with Minnesota. Like, to me, I think the Warriors would be the team I'd least want to face, just based on experience and things of that nature. I'm not as fearful of Minnesota. Honestly, I would even consider flipping the Clippers in Minnesota. Like, I feel like the Lakers could handle Minnesota. They would play Rudy off the floor. Luka has dominated them. Anthony Edwards can be wildly inefficient, as great as he is. I know he can have those flurries like we saw against Denver. Like, I'm not as worried about Minnesota as you guys are.
It's just they're big, tough, physical. Like, I don't think you're worried about losing 4 times necessarily. There's going to be a pain in the ass to beat.
All right.
But that's all. But
I
agree.
Let me give it to you from a different perspective, though. You ready? I would rather go in this order. I'd rather see Memphis, then Minnesota, then the Clippers, then the Warriors.
Sure.
And here's why. Because first and foremost, I think the Lakers can beat Memphis, so I'll start with that. The main reason I don't want to see Golden State or the Clippers, particularly in the first round, is because I'm worried about the experience factor on the Golden State side. I'm worried about how great they've been playing, call it the last 20 games or so, and the kind of the sort of momentum that they have. But I don't want to take the risk of losing potentially a first-round series to the Clippers. So to me, I don't want to take that risk. I would much rather see the Clippers third down. Memphis, Minnesota, Clippers, Warriors.
Okay, I hear that. Let me put one thing out to Dave and George.
Well, let me ask Dave something real quick. I mean, Dave, you know that Ty Lue would be so ready for that series, right? Like, you of all people would know that, right?
And listen, I think he's among the handful of best coaches in the league. Don't get me wrong. I do think that the Lakers have a pretty darn good coach as well. And obviously we'll have LeBron to help him match wits there. But that is certainly a factor to consider. Don't get me wrong. And obviously if Kawhi looks like the guy he's been the last 2 weeks, that's not something you necessarily want. I just think when you talk about LeBron, like, the idea of travel is taxing at this stage of his career. And if you remove that, I think you have a chance for him to be at a higher level game to game. That's all the reason I'm saying. I think our biggest thing we differ is I think Minnesota's a bigger problem than maybe, other than Mike, you guys think. And the experience factor there, too, matters. They're a team that
they've been deep,
were knocking on the door of the finals last year. And if all of a sudden they get through all the rigmarole of the regular season with some momentum headed towards the playoffs, they're like, okay, now's our time, with a really good coach in Chris Finch, too. I think they'd be a dangerous opponent.
Let me turn it to Golden State for a second, though, partially because that's tonight's game, and I think tonight's game will be telling as we look forward to the playoffs. But this year, the Lakers are 3-0, of course, against the Warriors. No Luka, no Jimmy Butler in those games. Butler, since they've gotten Butler, they're 19-4 when Butler plays, so he's clearly helped them in a lot of ways. But I feel like if anybody knows any team, it's LeBron and the Warriors, and he kind of has the skeleton key about how to beat them. I think he's got a game plan at it. I don't think when they go as small as they like to go that they can really do that much with LeBron. Even Draymond, who can be super efficient defensively at the 5. So I like how the Lakers ultimately match up, as dangerous as they are with Steph and with Jimmy coming in. But I feel like LeBron knows the ways to beat this Warriors team.
I'm with you. That skeleton key, though, for the last 3-4 years was Anthony Davis, right? So that was, I mean, he was so good against the Warriors in those matchups. Not that I'm going to minimize LeBron's ability to game plan for this team and still be highly effective and put the guys in the right places to be effective. But I do think when we look at just the last several years of success, AD was really what made it kind of a foregone conclusion that the Lakers are going to beat the Warriors, and that's not here anymore.
Yeah, Steve Kerr would agree. Steve Kerr did say that. And Dave, you know this as kind of one of the foremost AD apologists and fans out there. I also think that
I am too. So.
Yeah, we both are. We're on Team AD. Yeah. But like when LeBron, you can't discount LeBron's presence allowing for AD to kind of step into that spot. Because if you pull LeBron off the floor, then all of a sudden it's not as easy for AD to dissect. Because this is part of my point. Like LeBron is part of the thing that's enabling any of his teammates to have success because he knows exactly where they need to be. He knows what Steph and Draymond do. He knows when they're going to do it, and he still has the athletic ability to stop it. So yes, it hurts not to have AD, but you plug in Luka, the things that he can do, and then you have Dorian Finney-Smith, and I still think that the matchup plays out. But that's why tonight's game is going to be fascinating because it's the first time we'll see it with no AD and with Luka.
Dave, before we let you go, I know that you spoke to JJ about the Most Improved Award, and for those that didn't see the clip, just if you can kind of give us his reaction and then your kind of thoughts to his reaction.
Yeah, so basically he thinks that over the last several years, the actual independent thought when it comes to considering the award has been lost from the voting process. And now it's been become pretty formulaic where a guy is a lottery pick and then, has a okay rookie season, and then either his second season or third season becomes an all-star, and it's like, okay, well, that's the guy that's most improved. JJ doesn't think that was the original intent and spirit of the award, and I kind of agree with him. I mean, I remember when Don McClain, former UCLA player, won it, 5-6 years into his career, where all of a sudden he has a strong year with the Sixers, and you're like, oh, that guy we thought he was just a journeyman bench player, and all of a sudden he's putting up real numbers. Bobby Simmons did a similar thing when he won it for the Bucks. I generally kind of agree with JJ that there hasn't been enough consideration for players that fit that type of candidacy, and along those lines, Austin Reeves would fit certainly more in that category than a lottery pick, because 4 years ago he's undrafted out of Oklahoma, and really every single year has made a significant leap in terms of not only his ability, but his production. And to produce the way he's doing on a team like the Lakers, because we all know that's the team that gets circled on every team's calendar, the other 29 teams around the league, like it's the biggest game of their week, every week. And Austin Reeves, oftentimes, because of the way he looks, is targeted. And to be able to withstand that and still put up huge numbers, be the third best player on a championship contender in the Lakers, there's should be a very strong candidacy there. We'll see how it shakes out.
I love the way you said that, by the way.
Just by the way,
great.
real quick, I know what you're going to say by the way he looks.
Right, by the way he looks. That was hilarious.
But by the way, so just so people know, based on an aggregate of the sports betting sites, right? The guy who's the current favorite right now for most improved player is actually Dyson Daniels, who was a lottery pick. But I would make the case that just because you're a lottery pick, not every draft is created equal, is what I would say. Because I remember JJ voted for Kobe White one time. And I don't think Kobe White's some elite level player. No, you know what I mean?
JJ was separating like the guys that are, Cade Cunningham, number 1,
No,
2,
I
3
agree.
pick from the
Right.
end of lottery. So I'm with you.
Cade is number 2. Austin is 3. Christian Brown from Denver, who I think has would have a good candidacy for something like this too, and fits more in the mold of the Austin Reeves than the Cade Cunningham for sure is 4, and then Zubats is 5. Those are the top 5 guys right now on the betting odds. But it seems to be a Daniels Cunningham debate at the moment.
Well, so it's funny that this came up because last week I was talking to somebody, and Austin, I don't think even had yet to rise up to where he is right now, and it's starting to get a little bit of this buzz now. So I've been working on something internally about this as well, and I'm glad that Dave brought it up though, and you brought it up, George, because it just is obvious. Like it's not just that the improvement year over year is there, and you can look at any of the normal categories. You can look at PER, you can look at win shares, you can look at VORP, anything you want to do, but then the amount of impact that he has, like relative even to a Zubats, who's he gets close from the impact, or a Daniels, like he is winning them games. All right, on a team that's got LeBron James and Luka Doncic, and so for him to rise, and he's the only one out of that group that was undrafted. Like, and that to me is a big difference maker. Like he's not only improved from last year, he's improved every single season, and it's worth mentioning.
Yep, absolutely. And by the way, VORP is a very important category. That's something I use all the time. Hey, one last thing before you go, Dave.
You know what it stands for, though.
Of course,
yeah,
it stands for VORPing.
Exactly.
Since we have 3 guys who all absolutely adore AD, okay, and George would send people to Terminal H if they ever slandered AD. we got to shout him out. What a performance last night. He got hit in an elbow with his
4
teammate
stitches.
and took those stitches, came back in and played his ass off, scored 34 points, led Dallas to a win last night over Atlanta, played great defense, especially down the stretch. So you know what? A little shout out to AD. How about that?
Little shout out.
Little shout out.
Dave, also before we go, the audience has deciphered this for us. The answer to the bowling question of a strike, a spare 5 and 4, and then a 6 is 42. Multiple people have sent us the graphics to prove it as well. So we were all wrong, including ChatGPT.
I wonder if that's what Dave was saying about the type of spare that it was or something. So if you go the other way to get
I believe
the 48.
everything ChatGPT says.
Oh, well, not anymore.
Well, not anymore.
I guess not.
All right, Dave. Well, thank you for joining us as always, brother. We appreciate it, and have a great evening tonight.
See you at the game tonight, Dave.
Yeah, it should be a fun one tonight. All right, see you guys.
All right.
See you. There he is.
At 10.
Hey, join Cappy O'Shea and producer Lindsay for a special viewing of Monday Night Raw on April 7th at Hollywood Park Casino. One lucky listener who's there will win a pair of tickets to WrestleMania in Las Vegas. RSVP for your spot. Just got to go to ESPNLA.com. Must be present to win. Must be 21 or older to enter. And, of course, park, party, and play at Hollywood Park Casino, LA's premier card room, now open 24/7. All right, we'll have a quick segment on the other side because we've kind of scrambled the clock here a little bit. But let's kind of discuss some of the stuff that we talked about with McMiniman next.
Next Gen, the official air conditioning, heating, plumbing, and electrical team of SoCal sports fans. Spring is here, and that means it's time for a fresh start. Did you know indoor air can be 2 to 5 times more polluted than outdoor air? Dust, allergens, and pollutants build up in your ductwork and circulate through your home and can affect your family's health. Next Gen is offering ESPN LA listeners a special spring cleaning deal to help you enjoy cleaner, safer air all season long. For a limited time, homeowners can redeem a whole home air purifier, a $1,250 value, free with any whole home duct system replacement. That's right, remove dust, allergens, and pollutants so you and your family can breathe cleaner, healthier air every day of the week. They're there for you 7 days a week with 5-star service because your family's safety and comfort are always a top priority. Don't wait. Call 833-3-NEXTGEN. That's 833-3-NEXGEN today to start breathing cleaner, safer air tomorrow.
NEXGEN. Call 833-3-NEXTGEN.
Park, party, and play at Hollywood Park Casino, LA's premier card room. Now open 24/7. Enjoy Century Bar and Grill's flavorful menu for lunch or late-night dinners. Catch up with friends on game days while watching your favorite teams, or unwind and enjoy live music and crafted cocktails inside the Rays Lounge. Park, party, and play at Hollywood Park Casino, located next to SoFi Stadium, the Forum, and the all-new Intuit Dome. Hollywood Park Casino must be 21 plus to enter. For more info, go to playhpc.com.
Hey guys, it's Cap. Here's the scenario. Your home is flooded and the damage is severe. Now it feels like your insurance company is turning on you. They won't approve a replacement living arrangement and the adjuster leaves you in the lurch. Take a breath and call Avner Gatt, one of Southern California's largest public adjuster firms. Avner Gatt knows how to fight back when your insurance company makes you feel like a criminal, leaving you with no hope of getting into your home and getting it all back together. With decades of experience and a passion for helping people, Avner and his family take the call themselves. So whether you have a toilet overflow, a broken water line, a burst supply line, a broken fire sprinkler, whatever the water damage is, you call Avner Gatt today at 818-917-5256, or you go to avnergatt.com. It's 818-917-5256 or avnergatt.com. You call, Avner answers, he says hello. Your claim is our game. avnergatt.com.
Why do we grill to order at Waba Grill? Because it's just better for you. Our Asian-inspired menu has high-quality proteins that are healthier for you. Like hormone-free chicken, ribeye steak, wild-caught salmon, and shrimp. Our steamed vegetables and signature salads are made fresh for you. Our sauces are more flavorful for you, from sweet and spicy to fiery hot. Download the Waba Rewards app or order online at wabagrill.com. Waba Grill, it's for you.
That's the ease at which you get information. You want it, you get it. Like that. Ask your phone. Group chat. Smartphone. You're always connected and informed in real time. No waiting. So if you're diabetic and still using finger sticks to read your blood sugar, what are you waiting for? Knowing your blood sugar levels instantly is important for managing diabetes. Call US Med at 888-665-0696. To learn more about continuous glucose monitors, a real-time instant method to track your blood glucose, US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 1,000 private insurers. And the best part? Call 888-665-0696 and we'll give you a free insurance benefits check today. So call 888-665-0696 today. That's 888-665-0696 and manage your diabetes as easy as...
And it is Sedano Kap here Thursday afternoon. Don't forget Lakers basketball today at 5:30. Today is Chocolate Mousse Day. And on this day in 1961, the number one hit, the Marcells, Blue Moon.
Oh, yeah.
Moon, not Schwan's, Cappy. Moon. Sedano and Kap continues your Thursday afternoon right now.
Love the song.
Oh, you almost nailed it.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, Trudell knows an oldie.
Oh, yeah.
That's a rare accomplishment. I feel.
Okay, hold on. This is George. This is erroneous information you're providing. I don't know all of the random TV shows that Michael Thompson brings up, but I do know oldies. My father did basically always have the oldie station on.
Yeah, mine
when I was
too.
growing
My
up.
mom.
So,
My mom
yeah,
always.
so I know the oldies, buddy.
Yeah. I love that one line, though. I mean, and I say that line, like, can you imagine these guys writing this song? They're like, okay, how about this? You ready? Bomb did the bomb, the bomb, the bomb, bomb, the bomb did the bomb, the bomb, bomb, bomb. Yes.
That's kind of how current hip hop sounds to me.
Bomb did the bomb, the bomb, the bomb, bomb, the bomb, the bomb, bomb, the bang,
I feel like a lot of oldies songs do like
mumble rap. Like, they're not even trying to rhyme these days.
Mumble rap, yeah.
Like, have you guys ever heard of Fife? All right, sorry, moving on.
Yes, Barney Fife, quite a cop. Let me tell you. See, an oldie show, an oldie TV show.
Yeah, Michael Thompson would definitely know that. Well, George had my musical tastes wrong, but at least he knew that my son was a son.
Come back to me.
You know?
Come back to me. I thought your son was your daughter, and then you broke up with me. Now he doesn't know your TV taste, your music taste. Come back to me. You're my side piece.
You know, he's still winning the day.
Okay,
but I'll get back to you.
All right, that's kind of.
I mean, I would say the difference between knowing that you liked oldies or new oldies music as opposed to TV shows and changing the gender of your son, they're not necessarily equitable, is what I would say.
Yeah, that's right.
I think, though, that if you're really like balancing it out, you know, and over here is the oldies and over here is the kid that's a boy who I thought was a girl, and like, you know, it's just sort of an even thing. Once you get to Vorp, you know, George, once you get to
you were
Vorp,
Vorping, Captain.
right?
Yes.
Once you get to Vorp, I think that's where the scale sort of tips your way.
George, I thought Cappy might know Vorp because they use it in baseball also.
If they knew, if they used Vorp in football, I might know it. But I'm not as into the analytics as everybody else is.
No,
I honestly don't. So here's the thing: I honestly don't love analytics that much either. I prefer the eye test and watching games. But since I didn't play in the NBA, I feel like I almost have to provide that extra level of analysis, which, you know, and a lot of times just is analytics because anybody can look at the points per game. So I don't know if you do this too, George. I almost throw it in to cement a point that I already feel from watching the game. Like that's how I use it. I don't just use it to use it, but I wish I didn't have to sometimes. How about you?
Yeah, I would agree with that, but I think that, you know, I think you're taking the right tact there is what I would say.
Yeah. Yeah, because like Michael can just be like, "Oh, that guy's better." Why? Well, you know, because I played in the NBA for X amount of years. It's like, okay,
but then
there's
you
some
break out the
credibility there.
Vorp.
And then for me, I might say, okay, well, but what about his value over a replacement player?
Mm-hmm. And then Michael would say, "What does that mean?"
That's how it goes usually.
Yeah.
He would say,
yeah.
he'd be like, "What is that? A Star Trek term? Is that from like the planet Vulcan?" Or
I think he might have been a Trekkie actually. I think Michael.
Yeah.
watched
Oh,
a little
definitely.
Star
I
Trek.
could see that. Yeah. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
So in the interim, Cappy.
Yep.
So we just had McMiniman on, and you know this most improved player thing I think is interesting because if you really look at the awards this year, I would say that, you know, if you think about it, like JJ's not going to win Coach of the Year. He's not going to be one of the top 2 or 3 guys. He's going to get some consideration, but he's not going to win it over JB Bickerstaff or Kenny Atkinson or even Ime Udoka. LeBron is, he may get like some fifth place votes for MVP or something like that, but he's not going to be close to the MVP competition. Luka didn't play enough games and certainly didn't have the season that he normally does to be in that conversation. So Austin kind of, and AD would have been in the DPOY conversation probably had he played enough games, and he would have been a Laker, but he's not a Laker. So Austin might be the lone recipient, or at least potential recipient. Is that fair, Trudell?
In terms of end of season awards, I guess. Well, could you include JJ?
Well, I don't think JJ is going to win Coach of the Year. I don't think he's even going to be in the top 2 or 3.
I think he's in that conversation. Like, look, the
Vegas,
Lakers could be the 2 seed.
But here's
George,
the thing: Vegas says
in the West.
Vegas says Kenny Atkinson is the
JB
favorite.
Bickerstaff would get my vote right now.
Right.
Dagnall.
Right, and then JJ is 4th in the Vegas odds.
Fourth,
at plus
but
2,000.
but fourth doesn't mean you're close.
No, I'm just so.
I'm just saying the way that they rank the coaches based on the odds. That's all. I'm saying.
Austin is 3 in the MIP.
So they're one space apart, and I could easily see. So look, Cleveland has been on a not real slide, right? Meaning they've locked up first, et cetera. But they're not playing their best basketball right now. If the Lakers really close the door and slam it shut here and get up to the 2, which, by the way, Houston has a ridiculously tough schedule. The Lakers play them again, and if they win that game, they would be one back. So they could be the 2 seed.
Houston wasn't even in the play-in last year.
You're missing my point, though. The Lakers would then be the 2 seed, and that would give JJ, I think, a little steam to have him in this conversation.
But what I'm telling you is, if you tell me that the Houston – there's no way in anybody's mind the Houston Rockets were going to have home court advantage this season.
So why is that relevant to the Coach of the Year discussion?
Because look at the roster. Are you serious? Like, we're trying to compare a roster with LeBron James on it? And the Houston Rockets, who hadn't even made the play-in before?
No, you're literally on a different topic. I'm saying the Lakers could be the 2 seed, and Houston is currently the 2 seed.
But how is that relevant to the Coach of the Year?
Because that's what people care about.
Right.
Kenny Atkinson, well, you know what? JJ got the Lakers to the 2 seed, so I'm going to bump him above of either Bickerstaff or Atkinson, and therefore on the same plane as Austin Reeves.
Yeah.
We're one space apart. That's my whole point.
Get him.
1. JJ is 4th. Austin is 3rd.
Okay,
that's the same category.
I'm talking
about. Whoa, yeah. Yes, victory.
Sure, but there could be a big difference in the voting disparity.
Wow. Raised your voice to that level.
Well, I just wanted to meet at George's energy.
I understand.
I can't look at him.
Get him, George.
Anyway, do you actually believe JJ Redick can win Coach of the Year?
I don't think that he'll win, but I think, and I don't think Austin will win either.
I think Austin has a better chance, is what I would say.
I've been quietly pushing Austin to candidacy, so I'm certainly with you there.
When you say you're pushing his candidacy, are you pushing on people who actually have votes? Because if you are, my man Sedano's got a vote now. So you should be pushing on Sedano to be voting for Austin Reeves.
Well, George and I were discussing All-NBA teams earlier.
Okay.
Thankfully, George doesn't really need. George knows his stuff, so I don't have to push on George.
I know, but you need to politic.
Well, not really, because I'm just trying to put the stuff out there for people that aren't paying as much attention, and George is paying attention.
Okay.
So
look, we got to do Radio Tinder, and then we can get back to this.
Okay, get him, George.
The politicking.
Yeah, get him, Trudell. Get him.
Trudell politic me for Austin Reeves. There we go. You can politic me.
Yeah, I'll work on it.
All right. All right, we'll be back.
It's a SeaWorld Ticket Thursday on 710 ESPN. Listen all day for your chance to win and experience all the wonder of SeaWorld San Diego. From up-close encounters with orcas and dolphins to the all-new Jewels of the Sea exhibit featuring awe-inspiring jellyfish. There's more to explore than ever before. Plus, set sail on a flavorful journey at the Seven Seas Food Festival. Listen all day to win from 710 and SeaWorld. SeaWorld San Diego, open your world to something amazing. Just listen for the cue to call, be caller number 7 and win.
Hey guys, you feel it? Days are getting longer, sun is getting warmer. Looks like our SoCal summer is right around the corner. Here in California, we are all about choosing chill. From hitting the beach to the best hiking trails to going all out to support our teams. One thing really all ties it together, and that's enjoying it all with good friends and a cold Coors Light. Pick up Coors Light near you or get it delivered to your door today. Visit CAChooseChill.com to learn more. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
We've all heard mortgage rates have finally moved down. So if you've gotten a mortgage in the last 2 years, contact the Loan Exchange to check on lowering your mortgage payment. Today, the Loan Exchange is offering a 30-year fixed free closer loan at 5.99% rate and APR. That's right, there are no closing costs. Wow! You can lower your monthly payment without increasing your loan balance. Isn't it worth a few minutes of your time to find out how much the Loan Exchange can lower your payment? By the way, if rates go down further next year, you can do the same thing again without any closing costs. Call the Loan Exchange at 855-752-9944 or go to theloanexchange.com for a free closer 30-year fixed rate and APR of 5.99%. NMLS 1637539. Loan subject to credit approval. See website for licensing information, loan terms and conditions. Equal housing lender. Call 855-752-9944 or visit theloanexchange.com.
Hey, it's Mace. Want a new game to get excited about? Check out Chumba Casino, your favorite online social casino. It's free to play, no strings attached. Enjoy social casino games like bingo, slingo, and slots and more with new releases every week, whether you're at home or on the go. Play for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. Get started today at ChumbaCasino.com.
Available only to players in the U.S., excluding Delaware, Washington, Michigan, Montana, Connecticut, and Nevada, and Canada, excluding Quebec. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Cappy here to tell you about my great friends at Ocean Subaru of Fullerton. I'm a huge fan for so many reasons. The safety, technology, versatility, reliability, and they're all about the Subaru Love Promise. The cars are spacious and sporty. You got to go see my boy Omar and his team at Ocean Subaru of Fullerton. They're focused on your needs, and they're the most knowledgeable people when it comes to getting you into the right Subaru. Ocean Subaru, 1100 South Euclid in Fullerton, just off the 91 freeway. Go to OceanSubaruOC.com. That's OceanSubaruOC.com. Ocean Subaru of Fullerton, where every journey starts with love.
Calling all Angels fans. Visit Pechanga Resort Casino on Saturday, April 5th for a limited edition Pechanga Angels jersey. Simply show your club card and receive a free jersey while supplies last. Visit the club for more details. Show your love for Angels baseball and Pechanga all season long. Don't miss your chance for a free Pechanga Angels jersey. April 5th, Pechanga Resort Casino, proud sponsor of Angels baseball.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
And it is Sedano Kap, your Thursday afternoon radio Tinder time. We'd like to play a TV theme. She turns 53 today. I had a poster of her on my wall as a youth. She played Kelly Taylor in 90210. Happy birthday to the great Jenny Garth. You can follow her at Lindsay Baseball on Twitter or Instagram. Take it away, producer Lindsay.
Thanks, Christopher. All right, since we're running a little behind on our clock today, I'll just get right into it. So this one's especially for you, Cappy.
Okay.
During today's Phillies-Rockies game, the Phillies TV broadcast duo had somewhat of a Sedano and Kap moment, more so a Cappy moment, right?
Uh-oh.
So during an at-bat in the fourth inning, John Kruk went full Cappy while explaining to his partner, Tom McCarthy, why he couldn't use the MLB app.
Well, in between innings, I'm toying with this MLB thing, and man, is it just winning.
Did you get the password?
No, it says I can't get emails on that email.
Right, because you have to probably reset the password.
I know, but when I try to reset the password, I put in a new one, and it doesn't do anything.
Huh. You sure you still have that account?
I have no idea. Apparently not.
Outside corner 1 and 2. Well, we can ask Mike Harris from the Phillies.
Yeah, I might have to meet with Mike Saturday.
If he can just have him reset the account one more time. And we can change the email. And you'll be good as gold.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that.
So I thought that was hilarious. And after hearing that, who do you think has worse technology issues, Crucky or Cappy?
I mean, it's close.
I know. And by the way, Tom McCarthy, my man. I mean, I love Tom
He's
McCarthy.
great.
I've been friends with Tom forever. But the thing is, Tom's not exactly like 30. You know, I mean,
he's like 55.
Oh yeah, I mean, Tom
he's like
is
your age.
Well, I mean, maybe a little older, George. Maybe just a little bit, you know. But Tom, I mean, I don't look at him as like this guy who really, you know, is an awesome technology guy. Like he's some young kid. Like, hey, fix this
Do you
for
still
me.
have that account? He's like, maybe you need to reset the password.
By the way, I want you guys to know I had this
He's
exact same
56,
problem.
Cappy. He's only a year older than
See, I told you he's older. See, George? I had the exact same problem last night. Swear to you guys. So I wanted to go watch the Dodger game from the beginning, and the Dodger game was on like MLB Network and MLB TV, and I couldn't find it on my Spectrum app. So I went to YouTube TV, and then I went to Fubo, and I couldn't find it. So then my son has the MLB app, and he put it on my smart TV because I don't know how to do that. And then he went to try and log in, but he couldn't get in. And I was like, well, change your password. And then finally I had to use that little eye, the little eye logo at the end of a password so you could see that you were putting in the right password. And that was the problem. Putting in passwords on TVs is maybe one of the biggest wastes of time going right now on planet Earth. You know what I'm saying? We have to go letter by letter by letter on the remote.
Usually they give you the option to scan a QR code and you can log in on your phone.
Yeah, but this one didn't give me the option.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
George, who's got more tech problems, Crucky or Cappy?
I mean, honestly, I'm going to be biased because I'm around you all the time, and I don't know, I don't know what Crucky is, what else he's dealing with. But it sounds like he may be in worse shape than you. I just have more frequency with you.
Yeah. Michael, thoughts?
Well,
commentary, feedback.
You know, I think I'm just going to go against you
just for the rest of the day because of what I did to you earlier.
Yeah, you know, a little bitter.
Yeah, I understand
in that way. And I think that when you talk about passwords the way that you just did, though, you sound a little bit more informed than Crucky did, though. Like he really sounded like he was going through it.
Yeah, he sounded like he was willing to actually have the guy help him, whereas I just quit. I just give up.
Yeah. Well, no, you just told me that you figured out your issue watching the Dodgers and the Lakers earlier in the show.
Only because I had my girlfriend change her password on the Spectrum app so that I could reutilize the Spectrum app, and now I got it everywhere. I got it on my phone.
That's still agency,
all my
though.
TVs.
You did that. Okay, just say it. Say, I do this.
Yeah, I did do that.
There you go.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Exactly. So you executed it. You fixed something, even if you had to ask for help. And Kruk sounded completely hopeless.
Yeah, lost.
Just totally, completely on an island.
George, maybe we should get Tom on tomorrow because the Dodgers are playing at the Phillies, and maybe we should have this conversation.
That is a good idea, actually. I like that idea, Cap.
Yeah, that'd be great.
All right, that's it for Radio Tinder since we don't have time for more.
Yeah, and Dr. Clapper's coming up next, and then we'll have our 5 o'clock. Well, Trudell's done, right? You're out of here?
He's leaving us.
I'm out.
Right.
Big game tonight, fellas.
Yeah, big game.
Big game.
Yeah. Now, look, the only thing I'll say is that the Lakers do have a 2-game lead in the loss column, but it's really like a 3-game lead because they have the tiebreaker already locked up.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
big game, but it's not crazy consequential in the standings.
No, but big game
big.
in the sense of how they stack up with these new looks.
Yes,
right?
yeah. Almost, how they look basketball-wise to me is just as important as the whole standings part of it, since the Lakers have taken care of business on there. But certainly both teams are going to be very much about winning.
And you mentioned Houston having a tough stretch down the schedule
tough
ends.
schedule. Very much so.
But so do the Lakers because those two back-to-back games, I think it's a Sunday and a Tuesday
at
Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a rough stretch. Plus, they still have Houston coming back here. I want to say it's Friday, April
the 11th. And
yeah.
then even at Portland is a tricky finale because they'll have nothing to lose and they're still playing hard. So, yeah, their Lakers schedule is tough, too. So is Denver's schedule. Like the only team that has an easy schedule in the West is Minnesota, and then the Clippers' schedule isn't as bad. But, the Warriors have a tough schedule. It's all there, but, I think if the Lakers are able to win and then beat the Pelicans in the back-to-back, they'll be in great shape.
All right, Michael, have a great broadcast. Thank you for stopping by.
All right, guys. See you later.
See you over there, Mike.
You're going to do a lap?
Oh, I'm doing my lap tonight. In fact, tonight I'm doing a different kind of lap. Tonight,
Okay, how about you tell us later?
All right,
Because we got to go to break.
Oh, okay.
And Clapper's coming up.
Oh, all right.
Got to ask him about Freddie Freeman's.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
How you get hurt getting in the shower.
But first, let me tell you about LAX, Los Angeles International Airport. My home away from home, Cappy. I'll be there tomorrow. Changes arriving daily to reduce traffic, save travelers time, and transform the traveler experience. The LAX economy parking structure now open with thousands of smart parking spaces as well as hundreds of EV charging stations. Modernized terminals have biometric gates for faster boarding. Who doesn't want to get to their flight faster? And here it comes. Soon, all major rental car brands will be under one roof, a new facility. And in the future, and I'm telling the near future, like we're about a year away, per se, from the People Mover train connecting travelers to LA Metro, right? You can take the Metro station to the Metro to the Metro station right there on Century, and then the People Mover train will pick you up and take you right to your terminal. Simple as that. For more information, check out their website, flylax.com. For more info, that's flylax.com.
Tuesday night in Los Angeles, the Kings beat the league-leading Winnipeg Jets 4-1 to sweep the season series with Winnipeg.
Approaching the midway point of period one, up the wall, it's intercepted by Kuzmenko, hands it off to Kempe, left circle for Kuzmenko, over to Kopitar, scores! Oh, as crisp and smooth as you like. Logan Stanley, the burly defenseman, stripped to the puck by Kuzmenko. Kings step in with numbers. Left wing, Kuzmenko shoots, scores! The Kuzmenko Show, it just won't stop.
Now, with 2 huge points on the line, the Kings visit Salt Lake City for the first time to meet the Utah Hockey Club. Don't miss the action. Listen to it unfold live at 6 p.m. Pacific on the new ESPN LA app.
Call them today at 1-800-731-4558 and save $1,600. SafeStep walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. SafeStep walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as 1 day. Just dial 1-800-731-4558 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-731-4558 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
And it is Sedano and Kap, your Thursday afternoon. Lakers basketball covered up at 5:30 p.m. The Toyota Lakers countdown to tip-off. On this day in 2010, Apple released the first-generation iPad, a tablet computer. And on this day in 2016, the #1 hit was Rihanna featuring Drake. Work. Sedano and Kap continues your Thursday afternoon right now.
Oh, yeah. Work, 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 Cappy.
It's what we do around here, George. It's what we do. We work, we grind, we travel from Oklahoma City to Sacramento to Stockton. We go from calling NBA games to G League games. We're going over to the Lakers tonight against Golden State. That's all we do around here is grind.
I love it. So does Dr. Clapper, who's joining us here now. The great Dr. Clapper. Dr. Clapper, how are you?
I'm doing great. I was listening to you on Tuesday talking about how much salt is in the ocean. It was very funny.
Well, we got to be careful. You know, Morales, he's on a sodium count. Like certain pitchers are on pitch counts. He's on a sodium count.
Well, he is a little salty. We all know him for that.
Well,
yes, there's no question.
Doctor.
Excellent work by you. Doc, what do we know about this Freddie Freeman injury?
So last November, he had an arthroscopy of his ankle to clean up some what they call bone spurs. And the good news is his ligaments, which were injured, as we remember, are fine. But they did a surgery to clean up a bone spur. And the key to that is, what the hell's a bone spur? And a bone spur represents degeneration. And that happens in the joint when you're losing some of the articular cartilage. The cushion in the joint is starting to break down a little bit, and that's what generates the bone spurs. So you wonder why he's coming out of a shower and he has persistent swelling and ache. And you ready for a clap revision?
I'm ready. Yeah.
Let's use baseball as the metaphor, as the analogy. When you hit a baseball with a wooden bat, because of the density of the wooden bat, it's kind of like a cushion. So you won't feel that rattling in your grip, in your hand with a wooden bat. But when you use an aluminum bat to hit a hard baseball, we all know what it's like, that rattling that's transmitted. You feel it in the handle, that rattling. Well, if you have less of a nice cushion inside a joint, early arthritis, it doesn't take much of a tweak to the ankle for you to get the rattle, which is the irritation in the joint, and that's why it gets swollen. So this is something that they need to absolutely let him rest. I'm not a big fan of just shooting you with a shot to take down the inflammation because I don't like the side effects of that shot, but it speaks to the fact that he has bone spurs, he has persistent swelling. There's some early degeneration in that joint.
All right, wait a second, though. You described what happened to him last year and having to get it all cleaned up. And I know you weren't in the shower with Freddie Freeman, Doc, but I mean, I'm just trying to figure out a scenario where because that's, they were forthright that, hey, because it's kind of a little embarrassing. They could have come up with something else and none of us would have known the difference. How could he have re-aggravated the ankle getting into the shower?
Because it's a good question, Cap. Because it's two different things. The acute injury that we saw of rolling the ankle causing the ligament injury, they have gone on to heal on their own. But it means, because there's bone spurs, that there's a second diagnosis, which is early degeneration in his ankle.
Mm-hmm. George, Are you satisfied with that answer?
I mean, listen, yeah, of course. It's from Dr. Clapper. I take it at his word. So.
I feel like I need to talk to Freddie's dad about this whole thing.
He's just such a trooper. I mean, what a wonderful player he is. What a wonderful human being he is. And we're all rooting for him, but they're doing the right thing. He needs to not, it hurts. Try to swing a bat and hit a home run. If anybody can push through it, he will. But the right thing is, it's the beginning of the season. He needs to be 100% to enjoy the rest of the season.
Now, Doc, there's some chatter. I saw a story about, everybody's talking about the torpedo bats or whatever in baseball. Now, there's a story out there that says that they believe that Giancarlo Stanton's elbow injury, Giancarlo Stanton, obviously a local kid, went to Notre Dame High School here in L.A., plays for the Yankees.
Local guy.
A former MVP. That the torpedo bat that he used last year may have caused his elbow injury. How do you feel about that?
Well, it's a good question, George, because it's both his elbows. And what's different between a tennis player who gets tennis elbow, they ain't getting it in both their elbows. You don't get tennis elbow from tossing the ball in the air to make a serve. You'll get tennis elbow in only one arm because you're holding the racket. But when you're holding a baseball bat, where you have now changed, obviously it's legal. They made the middle of the bat fatter. They kind of pull it. But it's very similar to, remember when we played in that softball game and they gave us bats where they cored out the top of the bat? It's very similar to modify the legal aspect of the bat, which is what they're doing here. But it gives you faster swings speed-wise, but it hits that. We talked about rattling just before. It makes you rattle in the handle that much more. And the reason he's got it in both his elbows is because, and here's a clap revision, to grip the baseball bat is like, I don't know if you have a glass nearby or a can of soda, but when you grip something with a power grip, you have to actually extend your wrist. You have no power in holding a hammer, a baseball bat, or a can of soda with your wrist being straight. You actually have to bend your wrist up. We call it dorsiflexion because that allows the resting length of the muscles that extend your wrist, that give you the power to the perfect length. And my clap revision would be a bungee cord, resting length of a bungee cord. If you just pull a bungee cord just a little bit, it doesn't snap back very much. If you pull the bungee cord to the perfect amount, it snaps back right away. But you can also pull it too much. There's a sweet spot of how much the bungee cord can be pulled to have it snap back. Well, your muscles work the same way. There's a perfect resting length, a perfect grip. Now, if you start messing with the grip and the swing speed, you're going to rattle into your wrist and into those muscles that attach to the bone, and it's like Velcro they're attached. They microscopically rip off the bone, and that's why Stanton has the Velcro, the muscle attachment to the bone has ripped off, and he has tendonitis in both his elbows due to the torpedo bat.
Wow. I mean, are we sure? Are we? Is this a theory, or do we really know that he's got this? It's the torpedo bat's fault.
If you change something with how you're gripping, so for example, if you said to me, you now have tennis elbow from playing pickleball, Cap. Dr. Clapper, I've been playing, but I did one thing. I changed the racket I'm using. It now has a wider grip. And now, all of a sudden, I have elbow pain. It's because you have messed with the resting length. And actually, many times I will treat a patient. I don't like cortisone shots. I don't like forearm bands for tennis elbow. I actually like exercises to do, which we can do another time for tennis elbow if you want. But what I tell patients is the first thing you should always try, or for golfers, is to fatten the grip. So put wrap a wrap around it, and so that you're not gripping as tightly with a narrower handle. That alone will change the resting length of the muscle, and your tennis elbow will go away.
You hear that, George? That's
torpedo bats.
Going to get rid of these torpedo bats. Otherwise, everybody's
torpedo bats.
Right.
But it's definitely related, Cap. There's no doubt about it. And look at how well he did. You know, he's been using them since last year. I think he hit 14 home runs in the postseason. And he gives credit to this torpedo bat. How much of it is psychological? Yeah, I guess so. But you absolutely increase the speed you can swing the bat by making the bat this shape like a bowling pin.
Torpedo bats.
Speaking of bowling, Doc, before you go, you know how to score bowling?
Yeah. Well, I used to have to do it by hand. Now the computer does it.
See? Hey, see? I told you. You used to have to do it with a
It's the only
pencil.
sport you can get fat while you're playing it. That's why I hate bowling.
Right. That's exactly right. Well, we're going to have a bowling tournament, Doc. You're going to have to come and play.
All right. You invite me. I'll be there. There shouldn't be any injuries for something like that. But every time they play softball, every time the station does something, they're calling me to help out because someone got hurt.
Mason usually.
Yeah, it'll be Mason. Right.
Yeah.
Wrist
I think for the
tendonitis.
softball game was you, Kaplan, who got hurt, wasn't it?
I got hurt before the softball game. You cleared me to play.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I remember.
Right.
That was fun.
All right, Doc.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Doc, you're the
All right,
best,
thanks
buddy.
for the time. It was always fun. God bless you guys. See you next week.
God bless you. Catch some good waves this weekend.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, join Cappy O'Shea and producer Lindsay for a special viewing of Monday Night Raw April 7th at Hollywood Park Casino. One lucky listener will win a pair of tickets to WrestleMania in Las Vegas. That's why you got to go on Monday to watch Monday Night Raw, because you can only win if you're there. RSVP for your spot on ESPNLA.com. Go to the website, ESPNLA.com. Got to be present to win. Must be 21 or older to enter. Park, party, and play at Hollywood Park Casino, LA's premier card room, now open 24/7. All right, we've got our 30 minutes non-stop, commercial-free to wrap up the show next.
Next Gen is the official AC, heating, plumbing, and electrical company of SoCal sports fans. That's right. Next Gen is the absolute best in the biz and have thousands of 5-star reviews to prove it. Looking for an all-star deal on home comfort? Call Next Gen. For just $14.99 a month, you'll score year-round coverage on all your heating, air conditioning, and plumbing needs. You heard that right. For just $14.99 a month, you'll experience year-round coverage and comfort. No unexpected timeouts, just total peace of mind. Next Gen members receive annual heating and AC tune-ups, water heater flushes, plumbing inspections, and more. Plus, unlock guaranteed 2-hour priority service appointments and unlimited free diagnostics for your friends and family. Sign up today to become a Next Gen VIP. NextGen is the only name you need to remember to keep your home safe and comfortable all season long. Call 833-3NEXTGen. That's 833-3NEXTGen, or visit nextgenaironplumbing.com.
NEXGEN, call 833-3NEXTGen.
When the Eaton fire hit, families were caught off guard.
When I got the call that there was a fast-moving fire, I was like, no, this is not happening.
If you lost your home, call Jacob, 844-24-JACOB, or visit calljacob.com. Together, we are LA Strong.
Call Jacob.
Hey, it's producer Lindsay, and you know I'm a huge wrestling fan. Join Cappy, O'Shea Jackson Jr., and me to watch Monday Night Raw on April 7th at Hollywood Park Casino, LA's premier card room. We'll have ticket giveaways and a grand prize of 2 tickets to WrestleMania on April 19th in Las Vegas. Your attendance is your raffle entry. Plus, get a bonus entry when you RSVP at ESPNLA.com. But you must be present to win. See you Monday, April 7th at Hollywood Park Casino. Visit ESPNLA.com for details.
Why do we grill to order at Waba Grill? Because it's just better for you. Our Asian-inspired menu has high-quality proteins that are healthier for you. Right now, get our Value Bowl combo for only $8.99. Waba Grill, it's for you.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
710 ESPN.
KSPN, Los Angeles.
A good karma brands radio station. This is the city, Los Angeles, California. It's 5 p.m. in the Southland. Turn it up, man. Time to blow that 5 o'clock whistle with Sedano and Cappy.
That's right, it's the 5 o'clock hour on Sedano and Cap. And it's time for 30 minutes non-stop.
Sedano and Cap on 710 ESPN.
With fun and frivolity, tomfoolery and hijinks, and Cappy doing his thing, thanks to our friends at Real Father's Rights. Real Father's Rights, the father's rights attorney.
Visit RFR710.com or call 833-ESPN-710.
Let's do it, 5 o'clock in the Southland.
30 minutes of non-stop Sedano and Cap starts now.
You ready for this? And time for the Real Father's Rights 5 o'clock hour on 710 ESPN. Let's do it, Jack!
Bing, ba-da-ba, yeah. Do, da-da-da, yeah. Come on. Oh. Boom, bing-bum. Do, da-da-bum. Do, da-da-bum. Boom, ba-da-bum. Bing, ba-da-bum. Oh, yeah. 5 o'clock hour.
Yep.
Commercial free.
See.
But, George, I got some bad news for everybody who tunes in for the commercial free 30. We're going to probably short you a little bit today. Probably going to short you just a little bit because Laker pregame starts right there, 5:30. So we're actually going to give you about 26 minutes and 30 seconds rather than the full 30. And I don't feel good about it, George. I want you to know that. I don't feel good.
You feel good?
Well, because I like to, I like to over deliver. You know what I'm saying?
Should have thought of that before you went along on the last segment.
That's exactly right. Should have thought about that when we had Dave McMiniman on for 45 minutes. You know what I mean?
I mean, we had him for it was like 18 minutes.
Oh, okay. That's what I meant. Now, you asked me the question about am I
And we were probably late, honestly, if we're also being honest. Like, we
Right.
probably didn't start till like 4:03 or 4:04. So
Right. Now, you asked me the question earlier, am I going to take a lap tonight? Let me just tell everybody something right now. I, before Laker games, walk down to the floor, and I do exactly that. I take a lap. I go from one corner to the other side, up the court, to the other side, back down, and you never know who you're going to see. I mean, last week it was Geeter McGee who made an appearance in my lap video. Sometimes it's Kevin Harlan who makes an appearance. It'll be Mike Trudell perhaps one night. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know who's going to be there when I go to take my lap. Follow on social media, and you'll get the pregame lap. There you go, George.
all right, fair enough, Cappy.
All right, let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about this game tonight.
Mm-hmm.
This Lakers-Warriors game is a lot of fans are now driving in, making their way into downtown L.A. They'll come to L.A. Live. They'll go out, grab something to eat, have a drink, get themselves fired up, and get in because tonight is playoff atmosphere basketball, and I expect this place to go nuts. It was crazy for the Knicks game a couple weeks ago. It was insane on Monday night for this Houston game. I'm expecting this place to go absolutely crazy tonight, okay?
Okay.
But you brought this up earlier in the week. I asked Dave McMiniman about it. I want you to get in on it. Yes, the Lakers beat Houston, but it's like football. when you don't think a quarterback can beat you, you load the box, you say you're not going to run against us because we know you can't throw against us. So what Houston did was say, we're going to try and take LeBron, Luka, and Austin Reeves out of this thing.
I don't know if the Warriors have the personnel to do that.
Okay, so that's what I want. That's what I want to get to. So do this for me. You ready?
Yeah.
Who on the Warriors gets matched up on LeBron?
It's probably Draymond in crunch time when it matters. Yeah, Draymond.
Okay. How about when it's not crunch time? I mean, when it's
it could be a lot of different guys. I don't know if Kuminga's playing. It could be Kuminga, who's a good defender, but he's smaller than like Draymond is the best matchup for the Warriors against LeBron because he's got the girth and the size, and he's obviously competed against LeBron a million times. But no, there's no good solution there. But yeah, like Draymond is probably the best fit. Yeah.
Okay. Now, who from the Warriors do you see on Luka? Is that obvious? Is it Jimmy Butler?
It would probably be Jimmy if I had to guess. When it matters, yes.
Okay. And then give me who's going to be on Austin.
It could be Podziemski. I mean, they could also kind of put Jimmy on him and put Kuminga on Luka. Like, if Kuminga's playing, he's been in and out of the lineup, so I just don't know if he's available. But he's a good defender when he's available, yeah. But Podziemski's a good defender, too.
Okay, go the opposite direction. If you're the Lakers and you're thinking about Steph and you're thinking about Jimmy Butler, those two in particular, who do the Lakers match up there?
You're saying, like, who do the Lakers put on, like, Jimmy and who do, and all that?
Yeah, defensively.
So I would say Finney Smith probably on Butler, if I had to guess. LeBron would probably, like, who would guard Steph is the question.
Right.
So that'll probably be, like, a combination of Austin and, like, Gabe Vincent. And
do you think that with a game like this and knowing the Warriors kind of go small at times, do you think this is a game where Vanderbilt might step in? And
Vando has done a nice job on Steph in the past. So, yeah, they have Vanderbilt, too. That's true. Yeah, Vanderbilt's done a nice job on Steph, although Steph did a much better job on Vando the last game, even though the Lakers won. But, yeah, Vando's been a fairly reliable option on at least making things more challenging for Steph. But that was also pre-Jimmy.
Who is a guy tonight, take away LeBron, Luka, and Austin, that we've seen now Gabe Vincent step up big, score 20 points in that win against Houston. We saw the same thing at Dorian Finney-Smith. You know, these role players, they've got to be able to make plays when, in particular, George, they find themselves open because everybody's focused on the Lakers' three guys. Anybody tonight that you look at and go, this guy got to have a big game?
For the Lakers?
Yeah.
Well, I think defensively, Vanderbilt, to DeAndre's point, has always been a thorn in the Warriors' side. I mean, that doesn't mean that he's going to fill up the box score necessarily, but he's an important player against them because they do throw him on Steph. And they can throw him on Jimmy, too, for that matter. Let me see. But do you mean like offensively, you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, I just think that when you look at the last game against Houston, Gabe Vincent had such a great performance, you know, knocking down threes, but primarily because he found himself getting really nice wide open looks. And really for the same, you know, for Dorian Finney-Smith, same thing in the corner. I mean, we talked about it earlier in the week when Luka makes that spectacular move and, you know, puts the Houston defender on his tuchus and decides to drive the ball into the paint. And rather than go to the basket, he decides to outlet the ball over to Dorian Finney-Smith, who's standing there by himself. Yeah. I mean, those two guys came up huge. I don't know that I look at those two guys and I go, I rely on them for scoring.
You know, I can see them throwing on Luka too. Besides Butler, Moses Moody is someone. He's big. He's strong. They play him at like the 4 sometimes. So like I could they're interesting now that I think about it. Like and Moody's not a guy that they rely upon for a ton of offense. Like they just want him to shoot his open shots, kind of like what the Lakers do with, you know, Finney-Smith. He's not as heralded a defender as Finney-Smith, but he's kind of in that mold. So, yeah, and then in regards to the Lakers, I'm trying to think, like, who with the Lakers would make sense, like, that needs to have a big offensive game that's not the obvious guy.
All right, let me give you an example. Let me give you a name here. Because I think his scoring's been down a little bit recently. What do you think about Jackson?
Hachimura?
Well, okay, that's a good one. But I was going to throw out Jackson Hayes and
No.
Yeah, I mean, I saw his number tonight.
Yeah.
You know, his number on Prize Picks was 11.5 points. And I know Ron the Caddy was like, we got to play less on Jackson Hayes tonight for less than 11.5 points.
I feel like that's high. Maybe they're just figuring that because here's the thing: Quentin Post, if he plays, which he plays like probably 15 to 20 minutes a night.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's probably when Jackson Hayes can eat offensively because he's not as fleet of foot. And Lakers will put Quentin Post in the pick and roll a ton. That's kind of like his one Achilles heel. Quentin Post, for him to stay in the game, he needs to be hitting shots from the outside and space the floor from them from the 5 position. So it'll really be an interesting battle whether if Post can't hit shots, if he cannot, then Hayes can feast potentially when he's in the game. But again, Steve Kerr has been quick to pull him if it's not working. So that's where I see Hayes can get some quick buckets if Post is out there. Yeah.
But I do like your idea of Rui tonight. You know, if let's say if LeBron and Austin Reeves and Luka don't have big offensive performances, which, oh, by the way, I mean, I kind of feel like I want to play Luka tonight. I really haven't even looked at his number quite yet, but I feel like this is the kind of game where he didn't have a great scoring night on Monday. Yeah. And here it's Thursday, so everybody's had a little time to rest and get treatment and, hydrate and do all the things that these guys got to do, be in hyperbolic chambers or whatever.
Hyperbaric.
Them too. And like tonight, feel fresh and feel good and see Luka start dropping some threes. So, but I do like your idea of Rui as a guy who could maybe pick up some scoring tonight.
Yeah, I just think that, because I'm trying to think who he would guard. I guess he'd guard Draymond a little bit. When they go small, he could guard Moody, certainly. So, yeah, I feel like he doesn't have, a huge defensive assignment, per se. So I think that offensively, he should have enough energy to have a good night for them.
All right, we're getting ready.
Would you agree with that, DeAndre?
What do you think?
He'd probably be guarding Draymond or Moody or even Post occasionally, right?
Yeah,
so he doesn't have,
that.
this huge defensive assignment tonight.
No, I don't think he'll have a big defensive assignment, but he's obviously a big body, so when the Lakers do decide to switch, he can obviously be that guy to be able to switch and keep guys in front and contain.
Yeah.
Lakers are 1.5 point.
It's like you, Cappy.
Favorites.
We try to make sure you contain.
Yeah, I want to contain. I mean, I do. I don't know if I do or not. I want to. Lakers are 1.5 point favorites tonight. I kind of feel confident about this game.
Oh.
I feel like the Lakers are going to win this game tonight. I feel like the game last week in Chicago, the game where, we all know the story, right? LeBron's out of position defensively. They hit the three. LeBron tries to inbound the ball, worst pass of his career. They steal, they hit the three. And then, they wind up hitting the half-court walk-off. That game, if you're going to, lose it, it's after a game like that. But if you can this is what makes pro athletes, and it's what makes the rest of us just sort of normal people, is the ability to flush it.
Yeah.
So
I actually think this matchup, I mean, I would not bet this game because I actually feel like it's going to be down to a 1-possession game.
So Lakers by 1.5.
Yeah, but I what I'm saying is I think it could be a 1-possession game.
Yeah, I know.
So that means that can literally flip on one basket at the end.
I know. Yeah. I want to play the game. I want to play it, but I just hate the line.
Yeah, I wouldn't touch it.
Yeah.
I mean, if it were me. If you were asking me for my advice.
Yeah. Well, I was asking you for your advice. Were
what
you
about you,
it?
DeAndre? Would you touch it?
I wouldn't touch it. Nah.
You feel good about the Lakers tonight?
I feel like the Lakers could win, yes, but as far as the spread and, them being 1.5 point favorites, I don't know about that one.
Yeah, I just think that the Warriors want to feel like they can, I think McMiniman mentioned it earlier, right? They want to show them, the Lakers and the league, hey, we are the team we've been showing you, 19-4, you know what I mean, in our last 23. And, the Lakers have beaten us 3 times, and we have a different look now, and that stuff doesn't matter. And So I do think like this thing is going to come down to the wire. If I had to guess, and now watch, I'm going to be wrong. It's going to be a blowout.
If it comes down to the wire, though, my only concern with the Lakers is late game execution, because it hasn't been the best, especially in that Eastern Conference road trip, and then you know
right.
these past couple games. That's the only thing. If it does come down to one possession, is can they not turn the ball over, and obviously knocking down free throws if it did come down to it.
Yeah. The other thing is if the Lakers were to get a lead, which they've been getting big leads, but then they've been blowing big leads, and then these games where it looks like the Lakers are about to blow somebody out turn into last couple of seconds, and we've seen what's happened where they've held on and where they haven't. But if the Lakers were to jump out to a big lead tonight, I mean, there's no lead with Steph Curry that is safe.
No.
And let me ask you something. Let me ask you this. I want to go over to the game early. I want to be into the arena early, and we're gonna end up the show here at 5:30. We'll hand it off to Beto and Michael in the pregame.
Yeah.
Does Steph do all of the pregame stuff on the road as well?
Yes,
he
everywhere.
does. Okay, I need to go see that for myself.
Yeah,
It's pretty cool.
Maybe that'll be part of my lap. maybe I'll catch Steph shooting from like the tunnel as part of my lap.
Maybe, Cappy. You should be there while he's doing it. There'll be a lot of people there.
Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go in and do it. Now, all this talk about the Lakers and the Warriors tonight, I know that's kind of where our heads are at. But, George, I got to back up to last night a little bit. The Ohtani thing last night was unbelievable. And it really was incredible from the start to the finish.
Phenomenal.
Because we were on the air. You had taken off yesterday, and Andy and I were on the air.
Come on, Andy.
And I said, come on, Andy. What is the deal here? Like, people are lined up for these bobbleheads, which I understand people want them. I mean, you go on eBay, and they're like $2,000. Yeah. So I understand why people want them. You're either a huge fan and you're a collector, and this is something you got to have, or on the other hand, you're somebody that's like, hey, I got to get there. I got to get it because I'm going to sell it and I'm going to make a lot of money. I understand all that. That's cool. The Dodgers yesterday were saying to people, the first 40,000 in the building get the bobblehead, and that's why everybody lined up, because they wanted to be one of the first 40,000 of 53,000, leaving 13,000 people to not get the bobblehead, okay? Mm-hmm. Then later in the day, miraculously, the Dodgers sent out a tweet that said, everybody will get the bobblehead. So all these people that have been standing at Dodger Stadium since about noon, baking in the sun and whatever, and wasting their day away, they're all like, what the hell, man? Why don't you just tell everybody the whole stadium's getting them? It made no sense at all. But everybody stood in line. Everybody waited. The Dodgers had 53,000 of them. The game goes off. Max Muncy is a disaster at third base through two terrible throwing errors. There was a ball in center field that absolutely should have been caught. It wasn't. And then they start grinding their way back. And they get it to 5-3 if they were down 5-0. Muncy gets a couple of runs scored later in the game with an RBI. And then it's a 5-5 game, and here comes Ohtani. Mm-hmm. On his bobblehead night, Ohtani hits the game-winning walk-off home run.
Crazy, huh?
I mean, unfreaking believable. And if you're a huge Dodger fan, this is like the greatest thing ever. If you're just a sports fan and you're observing this story, it's absolutely incredible.
Yes.
I was blown away last night. Blown away. And by the way, here's the other part of it. It is exciting because while the Dodgers are now 8-0, you call them the gutty little Padres, give it up to them. They're 7-0. And by the way, the Atlanta Braves are 0-7 after taking their beat down by the Padres and the Dodgers. And they were kind of the second favorites, according to Vegas, coming into the season. Doesn't mean they won't turn things around, but what a start. What a crazy start to the baseball season.
It is a crazy start to the baseball season. I mean, think about it. You haven't seen a team go 8-0 after defending a championship since, like, Babe Ruth's Yankees.
Oh, really? They did that?
Yeah, but that's how far back you got to go.
Really?
You're almost going back 100 years.
Yeah, incredible.
It's crazy.
It is crazy.
And by the way, you would think 8-0, like, oh, whatever. I mean, that can't be that hard. But think about it. It's been nearly 100 years since that's happened.
But the thing about it for me is this, is that if I'm a Dodger player, every single night I'm going out, and I realize that the mathematic likelihood of us winning all of our games is 0. It's not going to happen. We all understand that, okay? Right. But on the other hand, every night that we go out, I'm playing to win. there's never a night where I'm like, hey, this guy's not here and this guy's not playing and we had to get to our bullpen early and Blake Snell wasn't great or Sasaki wasn't really great, whatever. I feel like I've got enough around me every single night to find a way to win, and that's my mentality if I'm a Dodger player. And by the same token, George, if I play for the Padres and I heard all about the Dodgers all offseason and the spending and the deferring of money and everything else, I go out every night going, I got to keep pace with these guys as best I can. And the more they win, the more inspired I am every night to go out and find a way to win. So I find the beginning of this baseball season, which I usually take my time getting into baseball, I think this has been an incredible start. I'm loving it. I love the fact that both
if you're
teams are
baseball,
unbeaten.
you're ecstatic. I don't think there's any question about it.
And then after Ohtani hit that home run last night, I can't even believe I'm telling you that I did this. I found wherever it was on television that I could watch last night, LAFC beat Inter Miami. And that was also a spectacular performance last night. That was incredible. There's this kid on LAFC. I don't know the kid's name. I didn't know the kid's name.
Nathan
Ordaz, 21 years old, who earlier in the match gets entangled with a Miami player. Hands are being thrown. The Miami player goes down, and everybody at Miami thinks, well, that's a red card because he kind of looked like he punched him or backhanded him, but certainly looked like he hit him for sure.
Right. Most people thought he should have had a red card. Yeah.
Review, take time, referees talk, whatever. They come back out, and they issue the yellow card. And the kid stays in the game. And somehow, some way, finds a ball that hits his foot, and he just crushed this ball and put it in the bottom left corner of the net, and the goalkeeper for Miami just couldn't get there, and LAFC had a 1-0 lead. And even though Messi had a lot of opportunities late in that game and got a lot of shots off, they couldn't get it done, and LAFC with a huge win last night.
Yeah, I think when Messi's getting those shots off, people are like biting their nails in that scenario.
For sure, and plus all the free kicks that he had. I mean, there was last night was like a really electric night over at BMO because Steph Curry was in the house, Jimmy Butler was there. I think a bunch of the Rams guys may have shown up last night at this game.
Yeah, Stafford and Puka were there with their significant others. Yes.
That's cool. Anybody else, like, were there other like celebs that maybe I missed along
Lionel
the way?
Richie?
Oh, Lionel Richie.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, if Lionel Messi is going to come to L.A., then certainly Lionel Richie should be in the house.
Oh, what a feeling. We're dancing on the ceiling, Cappy.
Yeah. What a night last night in sports, man. What a night. Dodger Stadium is packed. Everybody got their bobbleheads. Yeah. And Ohtani hits a game-winning walk-off home run on his bobblehead night. And Messi's in town. And everybody shows up to go to BMO. And what happens? LAFC finds a way to get it done. My boy Timothy Tillman, by the way, he had one that he pulled right out of the air, one-timed it, and I thought he was going to score. In fact, I actually thought the ball had gone in, but I was late. I was in bed, and I missed it. So,
all right, Cappy, why don't you tell us about your Real Deal Dealer's Choice today?
Why don't I?
Yeah.
All right, I will. I'll do it. I'll do it for you, no problem. Hey, it is time now for the Dealer's Choice. It's the Real Deal, brought to you by Seller's Advantage. You want to sell your house? Before you call an agent, call Seller's Advantage. They'll buy it with an as-is competitive cash offer. No repairs needed. They make selling easy. Call 888-390-AS-IS for a no-obligation offer, or visit sellersadvantage.com. You see Seller's Advantage all over TV. You hear them all over radio, and you see them with billboards all over the freeways. Shout out to our people at Seller's Advantage. George, today...
George is gone.
He took off.
Oh, really?
Coach is coming for him.
Oh, really? Well, let me just tell you this, DeAndre, and let me tell you this, Lindsay Baseball, and let me tell you this to everybody who's out there right now, which is everybody. Guys, I got in my car today to drive from South L.A. to downtown L.A. I got on a call with Verizon. Oh, by the way, I had to call them even though we had a call scheduled today at 12:15. They did not call me.
You scheduled a call with Verizon?
Because yesterday they called me. I didn't have enough time to talk to them. They said, can we schedule a call? I said, yes, tomorrow. How's tomorrow at 12:15? They said, great, we'll call you. 12:30, they still haven't called me. So I call Verizon. And I got a couple of problems here. Number one, since I updated my phone, my cell service does not work. I know it sounds weird. I know it seems very strange, but I'm telling you, and I haven't done the latest update, but the previous update, my cell service is trash. Okay,
well,
fine.
Usually when they do new updates, like additional updates, it's to fix glitches and bugs and things like that.
Well, that's why I think that I need to update to the next level, right? I need to make sure I get the latest edition. My daughter was in Europe last year for school, and when you buy one of those international plans, they get you. If you don't call them and tell them to cancel the international plan, they just keep charging you for it, even though you're not using it. So goal number one, get rid of the international plan. Goal number two, when I got a new phone, they separated my phone from my kids' phones. So now I got two different bills going on. And wouldn't you know that on the bill that's separate, me by myself, they're overcharging me like you can't believe. So I'm trying to get that fixed. Then I got one of those little jetpack Wi-Fi things. I'm paying $45 a month for that thing. Don't use it. Don't know where it is. Want to get that thing canceled. And the last thing I wanted to do was get a new Wi-Fi router. Don't you know that in the middle, 30 minutes into this call, my cell service dies and I can't talk to the person. What do? They text me, we're trying to get back to you, but it's going to voicemail. You're at Verizon. Can't you see that I have no cell service? Then I finally get another person on the phone. An hour and 15 minutes. We're fixing this, we're fixing this, we're fixing this. And then the cell service dies again. And we didn't get to complete the last thing. An hour and a half on the phone with Verizon. How freaking annoying is that?
Why do you have the Wi-Fi? Why do you need that? The Wi-Fi, the portable Wi-Fi.
I don't need it anymore. I used to need it back in the day. You think
and then why? And then the two separate bills? Why isn't it all in one?
Right. It was always in one. But then I got a new phone, and they convinced me that they have to separate the two bills. They're screwing me, man.
Oh, they got you.
They got me.
Got you for sure.
Hey, Verizon. Look, man, I don't want to leave. I've been with you guys forever. But honestly, you guys are starting to really piss me off. And that's your dealer's choice real deal. I just had to get that off my chest. Been living with that all day. It's not been easy, I want you to know. All right. Hey, listen, Lakers, Warriors, here we go. It is playoff time, and these two teams could very well see each other in the first round of the playoffs. So let's find out what happens. We're all heading over to the arena right after this. Here comes Beto. Here comes Michael. It's pregame time. Shout out to DeAndre. Phenomenal effort today. Great work, Lindsay Baseball.
Phenomenal.
Thank you, George Sedano, for making it happen from Sacramento. Great job, Mike Trudell. Beto Duran.